Welcome back, babies. It's Panel Focus, Shonen Pulse, episode 46. We back. We missed y'all. It's been a minute. We missed last week, I believe. Yeah. Last episode was 12, or you'll probably be seeing this, 13 days later. But stuff be happening. Life be lifing. But anyway, on this podcast, we talk about manga, but you already knew that. We talk about 10 of them to be exact. Chainsaw Man, Dandadan, Centuria, Gachiakuta, Ranger Reject, Shangri-La Frontier, Ichi The Witch, Otr Of The Flame, Kagurabachi, Big Bachi, and Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo. So, as usual, we introduce ourselves. It's me, Big Yato. I got Papa Traffy with me,
What's up?
and the Greekest Weeb.
What up?
And as we do, we talk about comics and stuff, manga on this channel. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the hype button, leave your comments down below. We ain't got Knox this week. Some stuff came up with him. But hopefully next week we'll have a full crew. Yeah, man, like I always say, we got us here. I'm rambling. Hit the buttons. We got membership set up and Patreon set up. Hit those buttons too if you want to show some support so we can afford McChickens and stuff in this trying time because Christmas coming up, baby. So help us feed our families or whatever. But yeah, we're gonna jump into it. I think I got everything out of the way. We're gonna jump straight into Chainsaw Man chapter 221. Safe Battle Weeb. How you feeling?
Okay, I'm just gonna say this. How was no, how have we not thought of the idea of Yoro turning Texas into a chainsaw and causing a massacre?
Wow. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I was definitely like, I mean, people probably thought that, but when you
I'm
got
talking
to
about
the
us
Chainsaw
specifically. Like I
Massacre,
listened to the from you and Knox's last episode. I'm surprised you guys didn't come up with that immediately.
okay, yeah, shit, I'm gonna
Um,
blame Knox on that one.
I think I did about 15 chapters ago.
Get
Around the
the
That I
time,
believe.
around the time she used the gun devil to or tank devil to turn the Statue of Liberty into a cannon. I'm pretty sure I
Still have
made
no idea
the
how she did that.
suggestion around then.
that shit was not on video. That there is no footage of
There's
this
no way that
fucking.
I will go back and
someone's gonna
find it,
remember.
but I most definitely did.
Yeah, but anyway, that whole thing aside, because I missed a podcast before now. Uh, did Yoru change swords off screen, or was this a mistake? Because the sword is Oregon. Meanwhile, last time it was what, like Michigan?
Yeah, it was Michigan Sword in the previous chapter, and then this one it was Oregon. But I don't think she changed. I don't know.
You think it
It's
was a mistake? You think it was just a mistake so it looks better as a sword, or do you think I don't know. It just feels weird. End of the chapter of the previous one, we had Michigan sword, and this one, the sword is literally the word Oregon. So
Well, she
I
even
feel like
says like people of Oregon give me power. So I think it was like a either I'm about to put my
didn't the Oregon
tinfoil.
sword appear before that?
Well, yeah, it appeared at the beginning of the chapter, but the end of the last chapter was her saying Michigan sword, and then the state of Michigan collapses at 11:23 a.m. And the next chapter starts with all of these people being sucked into the air, and then it's the Oregon sword.
yeah.
So either it
I don't
was
know.
just like a random state, like last chapter it was supposed to be Oregon, but they accidentally put Michigan, or putting my tinfoil cap on, it's Fujimoto saying it doesn't matter what state it is, they're all the same. So, we saw Michigan last week, but now it's Oregon because it doesn't matter. All states do the same crap.
I mean, I
I think
guess
he.
if you, I mean, we could go with that route. I don't know. I just feel like we could have seen. We just feel like we ended it with that, but we didn't get to actually see the Michigan sword and stuff like that. It
Uh,
just feels like a weird inconsistency. But then again, I could just be
yeah.
hyper fixating over nothing.
At first glance, I thought it was just like the Michigan sword, just like the damage of that happened off screen, and then like Oregon sword was a different thing. But now I feel like he might have just changed his mind, like within chapters. At first, he was like, "Yeah, it's Michigan sword," and then like a week went by. He was like, "Nah, I think I'm gonna go with Oregon actually." That or like someone from Michigan sent him a death threat. It was like, "Don't fucking don't destroy our fucking state," and he was
Yeah.
like, "Yep, all right, changing it." But I don't know. Either way, it's weird. I think I did see that somebody said the translation was correct for the previous chapter, that it did say Michigan and wasn't a mistranslation. So yeah, the fact that it changed to Oregon is weird. Also, just Oregon, the Oregon sword is also very like not creative. Like just the word Oregon and USA, like it's. I felt like he could have did more with this. This was it was kind of boring for a weapon.
Like maybe he decided, I did enough super out there designs and weapons previously. I'm gonna just do this one just for the shits and giggles. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. This chapter
Either that.
definitely the chapter went by fast, and it does
Yeah.
like not a lot happens, and it kind of does kind of feel like this was just like I'm gonna just throw a chapter out there just to make it to the next week. Like maybe the next chapter is gonna be like a banger, but this one was just kind of like this was a filler chapter. Like he was just padding the stats with this one. Like he didn't
It
really
was just an
care.
action sequence.
Yeah, it was just action. Um,
Look, you're
we got to
saying the chapter was just action because you don't want to talk about the fact that Yoru sacrificed Virginia.
I mean, I'm dead. When I saw that, I said, "No!" Because I'm really like, bro, Virginia's my state, brother. Why you kill me? And then like punching, like doing that, and then punching Chainsaw Man in the face. I guess that's cool. Like, okay, Virginia it made a nuke fist punch out of Virginia, but like, I made a tweet and I was like, seeing this, like, if this doesn't like destroy Pochita completely, like kill him, it's gonna feel like that meme when like they were talking about the
Um,
Avengers when you like when you get off work and you see like the Hulk throw your car at the villain and it doesn't like kill him or whatever. It's like, bro, you just destroyed my state for nothing, bro. Like I'm
I
dead and
mean,
nothing happened.
it is gonna be for nothing because
Yeah, he ate the Death
death
Devil.
doesn't exist anymore.
Bro, yeah. Yeah, and so I guess this chapter is kind of pushing that too. So she forgot about death because she's like, "What did you eat, Chainsaw Man?" It's like our battle has no, there's no end to our battle. Battle to our an end to our battle no longer exists. So she like forgot about the concept of death at this point. She'll remember it, I guess, but like that's what it seems like to me, where she's like forgotten death and she's like trying to figure out why she can't kill him.
Well, I don't think she forgot because, like, she says, "What did you eat, Chainsaw Man?" It's like an into our battle no longer exists, which is, like, it's saying that Denji ate death and she remembers it.
She remembers that something is gone. Like she's able to like fucking think that like something has been eaten, but she doesn't. I don't think she knows what it was.
Well,
She just
she
knows that.
she knew about nukes.
Yeah, I think it's some. I think it's like a coming and going. Like she'll get she'll think about it more or something. But right now it's kind of like in the heat of the moment. She knows that something's gone, and because that thing is gone, like the battle can't end. But I don't
Well,
think she.
so
Like,
what I'm saying is Denji or Pochita ate nukes, and that's what started all of part two was her wanting nukes back from Denji.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
So,
like,
like, I
like
don't think the horsemen are affected by the memory loss because even Makima could remember concepts that had been eaten.
But we don't know how long
I
those
think it
concepts have been
depends.
gone though. Yeah, we know that Chainsaw Man ate nukes, but we don't know if that had happened years ago and like they keep like a kind of like a ghost memory of it or something. But the fact that she's saying like she's asking what did he eat? Like she saw him eat the Death Devil. Like she saw it
I,
happen with her eyes and like he can't die. So she's questioning
I
why the battle
My
can't end.
thing. Like, I think I said this once before. I don't remember if I've said this on the podcast before or not. But like, my theory is that depending on what gets eaten, if it's like an offshoot of like, let's say, a primal fear or like one of the horsemen, they'll at least have an inkling of what it is, or they'll still remember. But it could also be that since the horsemen are so strong, it could be a sense that the longer they like exist without dying, the more likely they are to remember previous stuff, as like they'll probably be like exempt from it or something like that due to their like level of strength or something like that. Like again, like I could be pulling something out of my ass here, but like that feels like more of a logical way for like them to remember stuff that everyone has forgotten. And it could also be the fact that since like death was just recently eat it was recently ate by Pochita, it could very well be the case that in that instance Shoro completely forgot what death is, but like over time she'll probably remember what death was, or at least have an inkling of what was forgotten. Because even
Before
Makima said that she could barely remember these concepts in part one. So like
before this before this chapter, I was definitely on board that the horsemen were immune to the whole memory loss thing. But like the fact that she's asking what Pochita ate when she just saw him meet her sister, and like she's questioning like why the battle won't end. I feel like it's something that's temporary. Like she'll remember like in a day or two, but like I think for now, for the moment, she's forgotten. But she
Uh,
knows that she forgot something.
I don't know. I read the "What did you eat?" as like an incredulous question. Like she knows, but she's upset, so she's saying, "What did you eat?" Not like genuinely asking.
Okay.
mm,
I don't know.
well,
Yeah.
That's just the way
yeah,
I read into it.
Yeah. I
that
guess
could be the
we'll
case.
yeah we'll see in a chapter or two if she questions it more. But yeah. Yeah, basic chapter, punches and fucking booms and bams, people getting fucking popped out of existence to be fuel for fucking Yoru's weapons of mass
Oh yeah,
destruction.
that reminds me. Did you guys laugh as well when you just saw like one of the Fumiko duplicates fall into the ocean? The second Yoru's like, "People of Oregon, give me your power," and then just Fumiko's like, "Oh come on," and then just completely disappears like the other people. Like, I laughed. I laughed in that instance. That was hilarious.
I didn't think it was Fumiko, but like I mean, I guess I wouldn't be shocked. I gotta go back and
Oh
look
no,
and see.
it's definitely
No, she had a
That was
Fumiko.
panel. She had
definitely
like
her.
two panels dedicated to her.
Yeah, I mean, I see her, but I just thought it was a random person. Okay, okay,
Fumiko's
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah. I mean, she's everywhere. This is I mean we were talking about it. I don't know if it was last chapter when it was just me and Knox, or like if we talked about it before. Whenever we had the conversation about the Michigan sword, I think I brought up somebody on Twitter said it'd be funny if kind of like the Gun Devil chapter, we saw like a list of all the people who died and Fumiko's name was on the list like 6 times or something. So instead of getting that, we just get like Fumiko getting popped out of existence to be fucking used in fucking Yoru's weapons or whatever. So that works too. It's cool.
You know, I'm actually curious now. If you go back to when it does show where the Gun Devil killed a bunch of people, would you see
Ooh.
Fumiko's name anywhere?
Yeah, actually, that's a good thought.
Like, I'm trying to go look real quick.
Yeah. What
Uh,
was her? What's her her like last name? Fumiko.
I don't remember.
Yeah, but if we just see a Fumiko, that'll be enough. What chapter was that? I'm on like 65. This is all double stuff.
Oh my god, I just searched up a picture of it and it's in like 640 by 357. I can't read that.
I'm almost there. The Gun Devil. Okay, here we go. It's chapter 76. Wait, what's Fumiko's name? Because these are in alphabetical order. Chainsaw Man Fumiko Mifune. Okay. So where's the M's? Where's the M's? If she's in here, that's gonna be crazy.
We got hints all along.
I don't see her. Oh wait, no, because oh wait, is it? Am I? No, but I think in that first attack, it killed things like males between ages like XYZ, and yeah, here we go. Children ages 0 through 12. Every male, yeah. So every man within 1,000 meters of the gun devil, and children ages 0 to 12. So it wouldn't have killed a woman anyway. It wouldn't
Yeah,
have killed
yeah, you're
Fumiko.
right.
Yeah. Okay. So Fumiko, she barely survived. She would have. That would have
That
been crazy.
it would have been like just an insane callback, but stipulations didn't even match. So never
Yeah.
mind.
She lucked out, but yeah, Chainsaw Man. It was a chapter, but hopefully this next one we get more meat to chew on. But this one it was cool for what it was, but
Yeah, the
not a lot
action was
happened.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
The action was great. It was
mean,
a good fight.
there's some
the
conversations to be had.
yeah
Yeah, exactly.
the light from like the nuke punch was cool. Like when she punches him and like you could see the fucking light from the nuclear like blast coming over, like even on Chainsaw's head. And then like you
Oh
see the
yeah,
light coming through the city. Like that's a cool detail.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I think I'm squeezed out for this one. You got anything else, Trav?
Nah, I'm good.
What about you, Weep?
In the next 10 chapters, we better get a Texas chainsaw. I swear, it really it feels so obvious that Fujimoto is just waiting to pull that one.
Yeah, if he doesn't, he's washed. He's cooked. Also, people are cooking him on Twitter right now for
Oh, the
watching
Reze
porn.
thing.
Oh
Yeah,
my god, it's
he's
such a
getting
I
tossed.
don't.
non-issue.
Out of all the weird issues, like I don't like. It's one thing if he was just watching something like super fucking weird and base that into a character, but like the guy just watched something that most adult men end up doing. I
Yeah,
doubt he had that actual intention for it to be the exact same outfit.
yeah. I didn't read too much into it, but like from my understanding, is people like he based Retse or whatever off of a character he saw in a porn,
I
and
think it was
people
just
are
the outfit.
like, and people are getting like bent out of shape because a fucking 30-year-old man watches porn. It's like I feel like we're getting to a point like in society where people are just finding things to be mad about, and Fujimoto is also just kind of one of those people where it's like easy to get like hate clicks. Like you say fuck Fujimoto, and like you're gonna
Yeah.
get 200 likes.
More
So
popular
it's
you
like,
are.
yeah, it's like okay,
Yeah.
man, like
Really, it's so weird. Like, look, this could be an entirely different conversation. It's nothing to do with the chapter anyway. We could talk about this at a
yeah,
later,
yeah.
whatever. Let's not derail everything too quick, like
Yeah, yeah.
immediately.
We knew the guy was weird for other reasons. Like watching porn doesn't make him a weirdo, and like who
Yeah.
cares, bro? Man's old, he grown ass man. He pay taxes and shit, whatever. Anyway, Chainsaw Man, chapter 221, baby, safe battle. Now jumping into Centuria, chapter 75, the Iris Stratum. Traffy, how you feeling?
Okay, so I'm loving the introduction of this not necessarily new group because there are characters we've seen before, but it is a new, I guess, little division within the King's army.
Yeah,
And it we have the same or two of the same characters we've already been introduced to, but then we get two more, well, three more, I guess, technically. And it's like out of the groups we were already introduced to, these ones are stronger than those ones alone, I guess. I don't know. But
yeah,
the fact that we're getting more getting to know this group better, as well as like what their names are, and in some cases what their powers are. It's like the politics within this is pretty cool, and the relationship between all of the characters. um and I don't know, like, w- in relation to the end of this chapter, what does that mean?
yeah,
And like, I don't want to skip ahead, obviously. So, uh,
yeah. I
yeah.
mean, I like the chapter. I love meeting new like factions or whatever, and like we met. You know, this is like the third group of people that we have now met on the opposing, force. And it seems like I guess some people are members of multiple because I think Helm was considered like a member. I don't know if that was like a force like a team like this one is. This one has a name, but the other like group of people when it was like the other witch with the hair and Helm and Elstree was at the table and a couple other people. I don't know if they were like actually a team the way these guys are, but like we've seen groups of antagonists two or three times now because you also got the witch faction in the like cursed city or whatever that we're going to be going to eventually. But yeah, I love meeting this, but just very happy to finally see somebody with like some other kind of power. We got a fire guy, Raging Flame.
And then the
That was
mind
Yeah.
control guy.
yeah. Wait, mind control. Oh, Obliviator.
Yeah.
I don't think it's mind control. More, he was just like he was the one that put the obfuscation like mass on, excuse me, on the king or whatever. So like, I wonder if his power is like like if he's just going really childish with the name, like if his power is to make someone oblivious and it's just like obliviator, like he's trogged to burninating right now.
Well,
Hmm.
it
Like is this
says if if the second can meet the conditions for brainwashing, then exerting mental
oh okay.
control over him is possible.
Okay, I'm
Hmm.
tripping and I forgot. Okay.
No, a very cool thing I like when it came to like them discussing when Helen was talking about like how each of them could potentially beat him under the right conditions, or how some of them won't be able to beat Julian. I like how she's like regeneration and smoke screen, like immortality, smoke screen, super strength. That wouldn't be enough to beat Arcos the way that he ended up doing. Because I love how they're still in the dark over his like pact with that ocean Cthulhu being that basically gave him all these powers.
Yeah.
And that mystery I do kind of like because it also gives like them an air of caution to Julian. Because like based on where Julian is now, he's nowhere near the ocean or any real sources of water. So that major trump card that helped him beat a literal person that can manipulate any and all water to such cataclysmic degrees is definitely to his advantage because now everyone's going to be like wondering what his true ace in the hole is, and if in fact like if they can beat him under the right conditions, causing them to maybe like overestimate what's going to happen, and
Yeah.
maybe they could end up being put into a bad situation for all we know. And
And
I love dramatic irony like that. It makes it
yeah.
so much more interesting to see how the characters interact and get around to try and figure out what's going on with other characters. It's
I like
so
I,
awesome.
I like that, and there's absolutely no way that they ever guess it's water related because Arcos
Yeah.
like they fought underwater. Arcos is a water powered god, genius, and like as they fought Juliet again, like when they fought him out in the field, like he's not doing anything water related. Like so, there's no chance that they'll ever guess it's water related or there's some kind of sea god on his side. Like I feel like the way they'll find out is either he'll reveal it himself or like if Altus meets him again and they have another squabble, maybe he'll kind of like remember that scene himself through like memories of Arcos and like he'll have a panic attack and go like, "Oh no, he's got like a fucking sea god monster on his side." And the people be like, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy? What is he talking about?" He's just, he sees, visions of this monster or creature and it like starts freaking him out and he fucking throws a panic attack and starts telling other people. So maybe they can find out through that, but other than that, I just don't see how they ever get to the bottom of his secret. Because I mean, he's strong, he does smoke screen, but nothing screams water about anything he does.
I mean,
Hmm.
so they could find out through Altus because Altus does have access to talk with Arcos. And if Arcos wanted to divulge that information through Altus, he probably could.
Yeah, I feel like that's in the same kind of realm as him having like a panic attack or whatever. Like
Yeah.
the information coming from like if it comes from anywhere, it's gonna come from that character, Altus or whatever, Altus slash Arcos. Like it'll
Yeah.
be from him being on screen. Like they're not just gonna like open a book one day and go, huh, fucking great strength and smoke screen. Maybe he's contracted with the water deity. Like they're not just gonna find that out on their own or like, it'd be revealed in combat because I can't see them doing too many more underwater fights.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But no, I was just excited to finally see somebody with a power, another like power that wasn't, water, but also, some sort of element. So fire is cool. I'm down for this. And dude's already missing an arm, so like I wonder what the story is behind that. And like,
Mm.
I mean, missing an arm and having fire powers sounds kind of crazy because like I feel like people who, have fire
Iron
powers
Fist.
usually would or just like, well, maybe he does do that. Maybe he does do some sort
I'd
of
love
like
to see that.
elemental fist thing. But I was gonna say he can like cauterize his own wound. So like fucking, fix that shit up, bruh. Fucking solder that arm back on. Get somebody to heal you or something. But maybe his arm was eaten or something like that. Maybe it was fucking decayed. Somebody had like a Shigaraki quirk or something. Maybe something happened that he couldn't like slap the arm back on and fucking cauterize the wound and heal it or something. But I'm interested to see what that's about. But I still hope that we see another like threat that isn't related to these guys. Like, yeah, we got these characters, and I'm down to see what the fuck they can do, but I just need Julian and Co to fight somebody else, just to deal with something else.
I don't know because the way that I see Centuria, it could go so many ways to kind of distract us from what we're used to. Because, like, in this chapter specifically, they're talking about Helm breaking the ceasefire with the witches. So we could just switch over to the point of view of Helm hunting down these witches for a few chapters. We could follow Altus doing something, or we could follow Julian and meet new characters. It's like there's so many ways for it to just branch off, and usually it does do it pretty well.
Yeah.
Um, but this seems to be on a much larger scale because of instead of following different people within the party, it's following multiple parties.
Yeah, and I love that. I love for like us to see Helen go and try and kill the other witches or something like that, or like even Julian. Now that skipping ahead to the end, now that they've met the Margrave, maybe the Margrave is like, hey, I'm gonna put you guys to work, and like they deal with like some other threat like in her territory or something. Like maybe some people are acting up and there's like about to be a battle going on, and they get fucking involved. There's gonna be a reason. There's got to be a reason for her to help these guys other than like the kindness of her heart. So maybe she like makes them, work for her for a short time and in exchange for her assistance with, the fucking Irish stratum or some shit. So I'm like looking forward to just seeing something different before one of these guys jump in and fucking we're looking at Fire Dude versus Julian. Like I want to see some other shit. But these character designs are dope. The only one that I guess is the least I don't have a guess is like Holy Grail. Like I can't imagine what her power would be. What do you guys think about Holy Grail's power with
Uh, like holy spells.
exorcism type shit?
Yeah, that's really the only thing the name throws at me at the moment. I'm more curious about who the first seed is. Like, how did she
Well,
get
well,
this role?
yeah, yeah. I'm kind of getting like Kobeni vibes. Like Kobeni was a badass, but like also super nervous and timid and shit. So like this character is giving me the same kind of vibe. She doesn't want the spot, but like apparently she's strong. She's got, a title, Nightshade.
Yeah,
So
and she's got a sword, so we know she's about to do some cool shit. She's gonna hit that Zenitsu on us.
yeah, I'm here for it.
I'm excited.
But like, so second half of the chapter, of course, we follow our main group, and it's one of the things that I saw that was like I don't really know how I felt about it is TT's having like this like she's like if I was stronger, uh this wouldn't have happened. And then you have Lacrima who's like, if only I could use my powers better, she'd be fine. And so it's like where is this leading?
Yeah.
Training
We've got
arc.
two characters who are sharing similar feelings is like the is the water from Lacrima circulating through TT's body going to make her have some kind of gifted power?
I don't I don't
Bro.
think so. But then again, we don't fully know how gifted powers work besides, getting them directly from specific gods or god or forces of nature from what we've seen so far. Or if you're descendant.
I'm gonna
So
let
Yeah,
you know.
but like
If,
the
if TT start water bending, I'm gonna fucking throw up all over myself.
I feel like they're gonna give her something else. Like I
blood
do
bending.
feel now that we're getting now that we have like Angdevol getting resurrected, I feel like we might go the path of her trying to be like a warrior like her, or at least in a different degree. Because like if she doesn't have powers, she's the only one in that group with no powers or like connection to the supernatural in
No.
some way, shape, or
I still
form.
I
So
still
I
just
feel
want
like
No.
it'd be interesting
I still
if we
just want
go
her to
the
be my bad. Go ahead.
no, I just feel like we might go the route where she's like the only regular human, but can fight well enough to stand on par with people with these types of powers. I feel
I
like
still
that could end up being a future role for her if we do like a training arc.
yeah.
But I could again, we could go an entirely different direction, and she gets powers some way somehow. But still,
I think not giving her powers is the best way because I still just see her fitting into that rogue archetype where she's like using daggers and bows and stuff. So like I can see her facing Engval eventually and it coming down to like death by a thousand cuts where she's like faster than Engval and able to like get in and cut those little areas like the back of her knee and the Achilles and stuff like that and just like slicing at those areas so that like she doesn't get fucking smashed by the fucking massive, fucking overwhelming force that is Engval. Just hitting her with a bunch of little attacks that like slowly bring Engval down. Also, just
oh
like
yeah,
TT doesn't like she doesn't have to be a box. Like I don't need to see her throwing bricks. Just like have her be an archer or something, man. Like she's got to be able to do something. Like she
You know
can't
what?
keep relying on everyone else.
No,
yeah.
I want her to stay that way until after Angval is dealt with. I don't need to see a TT versus Angval. That would be just devastating.
She can't be useless though. Like teach her something, bro.
Yeah,
Like I
no,
just
no, I
Mhm.
know, but like,
yeah.
just don't teach her until after they deal with Angval.
Then like I feel I just hate to
I
see TT like helpless. Like I hate to see her like watch Engval get killed and then be helpless in a fight against Engval. It's like you dealt with this like you saw Engval die twice and you were useless both times.
I would like to see I would think it'd be interesting if like being around like especially TT like the revived Anvil like slowly getting like is more likely to get her like previous personality or memories back in the middle of a fight than Atlas slash Arcos because of her having like an actual like bond or connection of like familial ties with the people that she's going to be fighting with, and that could be like stronger like bonds could like awaken these memories slash personality within the body and could like put a damper on like the actual fight in terms of being a proper bodyguard or something like that. And maybe Anvil can give like some nice speech to give a bit of extra closure to like TT and Julian and everyone.
I like it if it did come to some shit like that and Engval was like Amber now saw her and she started remembering her memories and she's like TT you're still weak. Like go train. Like she's like fighting the mind control or whatever, but like able to speak a little bit like through it. Is like, why are you still weak? I died and you didn't train. You need to get stronger. Like don't let my death be for nothing. Please like learn to fight. And then TC's like, well shit, man, let me get my ass in gear. Like I'd fuck with something like that because it would be fucked up, like having the ghost of your basically parent, somebody who raised you, come back to life and find out that you're still like not doing shit. Like I died, you didn't get stronger, like to fucking take care of yourself. You're still relying on other people. You're a grown ass woman. Learn how to
Yeah.
fucking learn how to make a fucking rabbit trap or something, bro. Do something. Like you got
Yeah.
to be able to catch a rabbit on your own, dog. Like something, bro. Please, I beg, TT. Like, if she don't learn like a fucking skill, like fucking how to use a knife, then teach her some sorcery when they go to this place where like these witches are trying to like recruit fucking Diane or Diana. I keep forgetting her name, but get TT in there, bro. Teach her some necromancy or some fucking like how to do some fucking dark thorn magic or something, bro. She needs something. I beg. I won't stop begging. Yes, Diana. Okay, I flipped the
Yeah.
page. So yeah, off TT's case for a little bit. Apparently, I called it in the last review. Me and Knox were talking, I guess, and he sent a text and said that I mentioned it, but I was saying, I guess I wanted to see Diana like playing with the dragon girl's tail or whatever, or riding it or something, and we get that in this chapter. She's like fucking riding on her tail, going wee and shit like that. So little moments like that, stuff that we love to see.
Yep.
Little chill moments in between the chaos or whatever. Um, but yeah, they get up out of this cave and they reach they reach a field and Lucas can't stand the smell of grass, so he starts throwing up. What the hell?
Mm.
I wonder what that's
Weird.
about. If that's like a
The
part, if that's like
heliophobia,
is that a thing?
hyophobia.
Oh, yeah,
That's
it
what it
is. It's right here.
says.
You're
Yeah.
suffering from, yeah, halophobia. Okay. So I
Hmm,
wonder if that's like a thing that he has, like, just like an allergy, or if it's like related to one of his like gifts or whatever. Like because you have this gift and are able to turn into a fucking centaur, you like throw up around grass or some shit.
maybe. Who knows?
Yeah. And like what other, character quirks are we gonna find out about some people? Because like hylophobia is very random.
Yeah,
Uh, could
but
be
then
something like something from his past that causes him to become sick around. I don't know.
I can
uh,
see that. Maybe he got
yeah,
mushed in the dirt, like when he was a kid, and his fucking like family was murdered, and the people that murdered his folks like fucking rubbed his face in the grass next to their like in their blood or whatever, like bloody grass all on his face, and that made him throw up or something.
Yeah,
I don't want to
something
write for the
traumatic.
author. Yeah, I don't want to do the writing for the author thing, but like I can see it.
yeah.
But what's her name? Lalawag, the propagator, three
Yeah,
arms.
I
We
feel
got two.
like I don't know. She just reminds me of like a spider. It's something about her, her eyebrows, the fact that she has three arms. I I don't know. It's just screaming spider to me.
I can dig it. Three is a random number though. It's like, why not four?
I
Hmm.
don't know.
Trying to be different. Well, what I want to see what her fighting style is because three arms. Like, does she do three swords? Does she do sword, shield, sword? Does
Huh.
she do sword, shield, sorcery? Like, what's her deal?
So a propagator can refer to a device for starting plants, a tool in quantum physics, or a person who spreads things.
Okay, so she's like a farmer or something,
Well,
Maybe.
cultivator.
I would assume it's a person who spreads things, but what is she spreading?
Yeah,
There's an obvious
propagator.
joke there I want to make, but I
Oh
don't
my
want
god,
to.
no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that just came to mind as you were talking about it, but I'm like, oh my god, there's such an obvious joke there.
She could have some sort of disease or something though. If she's like a spider, if there's some sort of spider relation there, she could be spreading some venom or something. Or I don't know. I mean, since they made like a deal out of the grass and like it being something that she's familiar with, him being sick of it, that's why I thought of like seeds. Like maybe she's like a fucking farmer and she, he hates being around her because like everywhere, where she is, there's gonna be grass or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Spitballing.
don't know.
Maybe. Or maybe she's like Admiral Ryukugyu from One Piece in Great Forests.
God damn it, you spoiled me again. No, I'm kidding. Fucking yeah, but three arms. Uh
Fascinating.
kind of weird. Like it's interesting that like the character with the tail comments on the three arms because it's like you have a tail and you know that tail can kind of serve as an arm also. So it's like a third
Hmm.
arm shouldn't really be as strange to someone who has a tail. Like no one else here has a fucking tail.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
But yeah, TT's the only fucking regular person here, yeah.
Yeah.
Get her some fucking nunchucks or something. We got Cursed Kid, fucking Cthulhu Man, fucking Water Girl, fucking Tail Girl, and
We
Girl.
got we also have potential world ender.
What is that?
Diana with the prophecy.
Oh yeah. Well,
Oh
I called
yeah.
her Cursed Girl.
Oh, I didn't hear
Yeah.
that part.
And then Lucas
Also,
is
she can
like,
fly at night.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, forgot
Yeah.
about that. That's dope.
Though I love how the author made us all wrong and thinking that it was like a witch's spell book.
I mean, what else is in there? Wasn't it a map or
Oh, it was
something?
just a note in the jacket.
Okay. Yeah. There's a letter, but I can't read it. What language is this? Happy birthday. Please accept the cloak of tranquil nights. Yeah. And she can read that shit because she got that fucking goat speech in her mind.
The goat
Beep,
demon.
beep, beep, beep.
Yeah. 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 It's good stuff. Centuria. good chapter. I enjoyed what I read. Also last week, Julian just Captain gets the bitches. Tail lady didn't want to go to sleep until she needed him to cuddle with her or whatever. So yeah, Julian's just that guy.
Apparently.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
hopefully this next chapter we find out more about not Kobeni and some of these Grail people, and we see some other threats or whatever, some shit. I'm interested to see what all these characters got going on. You got anything else for this one, Weber?
No, I'm good.
What about you, Trav?
Nah, I'm good.
All right, then that's gonna do it. We squeezed out, baby. That was Centuria chapter 75, the Iris Stratum. Now jumping into a Dandadan chapter 218. He's a mummy, isn't he? And how'd you feel about this stab at the end of the previous chapter, Trav? Did you think it was gonna be lethal or what?
Oh no, no. At this point, I didn't expect it to be lethal. Like I saw it happen, and I was like, oh, Okarun got stabbed, but I didn't assume he would die from it.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a case where it just wasn't like he didn't like it was a shallow stab. It looks like that's the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like maybe he was gonna have like a fucking pencil holder in his jacket or something to like block the blow. Um, but no, he took the blow. He just didn't get murdered.
Yeah.
but yeah, cool chapter. This fucking Momo threw like a traffic cone at the mummy dude here to like get him off of Okarud. I guess that was silly. What'd you think about this one, Trav?
Oh, actually, I think that was from. Never mind. Uh, anyways, so I really like this chapter because it shows that even though Momo has forgotten everything, her and Okarun are still on the exact same beat, pretty much. Because like it's the same format that it always is when they end up fighting something together, where it's Okaroon explains out all these details about whatever it is they're fighting because he's that knowledgeable, and then Momo pieces it all together to enact a plan to beat it. And it's the same way it's always been, even though she doesn't even remember who he is.
Yeah, yeah. She's that girl. Yeah. She always comes out with the strategy, and Okaroon's just got the knowledge. Like he's just got that nerd knowledge that like there's always that one thing that that's about like you just bring it up out of nowhere, and somebody's like, "Why do you know that?" Like Okaroon's always got that knowledge about like every situation that they're in, and this time he conveniently had it again. But fucking Ogre Club, man, I was wrong. I thought he was gonna like use it to like do beam sword stuff, like to fire it off as a projectile, and he never does. He just gets even bigger beam sword, beam fucking what's Guts sword called? Fucking
I think the Dragon Slayer.
yeah, that he's just big beam slayer sword, big cool stuff. And then like all the lights go out, so it gets completely dark, and they realize that this thing is using echolocation, and they're still just standing on the street like words. This is a fight that would stress me the fuck out because I feel like I got bad balance. I'd be up there like bro before, like I,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be pissed off fighting this thing and just swinging the sword, can't see anything. I feel like they can see with the sword. Like, isn't did he say did they say that they can see when he swings his sword? I know he like we I can't see, and they
Well, it
realize that
says
this thing is using.
it glows, so it's like a beacon. So yeah, I would assume it's spreading
Okay, yeah,
some light.
yeah. Okay, yeah. I can't remember if me or any of us mentioned like unraveling the mummy in like a previous chapter, but like the kind of feels like the obvious way that they would go about beating this thing.
Well, I mean, it doesn't feel like it would be like super obvious. Like, hey, unraveling it will beat it because you still got the actual mummy underneath, which in a lot of media, the mummy underneath is still a threat. So I don't know. I didn't think it would be like, hey, this fight is over once the bandages come off of the mummy.
My
Mm.
thought was like they take the bandages off and then it doesn't have anything to like ride on and it like
Yeah.
falls to death. Also, I was kind of like expecting there to be like a Men in Black alien like in the mummy's head or something. I guess that could still happen because like the body decomposed, but that doesn't mean that there's not somebody like in there piloting it. Um,
Yeah.
You never know.
yeah, but mummy using echolocation and like fucking I was about to say Fujimoto, but Yukinobu just never running out of creative ideas for these characters to find themselves in.
Yeah.
Also, the thing I liked about this fight is that after all the insane stuff we've seen up until this point, and a lot of the fights and arcs being relatively like high scale in terms of like everything they have to deal with, this arc, despite the Serpos with their like gravity stuff and the mummy being echolocation and the making empty like an endless pit on anything that isn't the color white, it feels surprisingly like more grounded in comparison to a lot of the other fights we've seen. Yeah, it's very technical, but like you don't see like massive, big like kaiju fights or energy or like key beams or stuff like that or the yokai powers that we've seen thus far. It just came down to using a spirit blade in like for the right timing, and also managing to figure out a technical way to beat the villain, like the antagonist of this section of the story, without it being something too overly complex or it just being like a big punch or blast. It
Yeah,
feels a lot more grounded in comparison to like the last arc, especially. We had like constant switching back and forth with Gigi and the Evil Eye and the Energy Blast. We had Vamola with the kaiju fighting and everything. We've had the literal Lord of the Flies section and everything. Like even some of the smaller scale fights felt larger in scale. This one felt like the smallest scale that we've had up since like maybe since like Vamola got introduced, and I actually kind of like it. It's done very well.
yeah. Not to say that like anything's wrong with the other ones, but I definitely prefer like fights on a smaller scale like this, where it's like it just feels like something that could happen in my everyday life. Like, yeah, I don't think the floor is ever gonna be lava or fucking space, but like I could see it and I could imagine myself in a situation like this. Like I know I would fall off this fucking street text or something, but like it's just cool. I'm old now. I don't need big flashy flashes and planets blowing up like Dragon Ball for every series to get my rocks off. Sometimes, something small and local like this is dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I had something. I saw when this chapter came out, somebody said, "What if this fight ends and then just Momo is just under the street? Like she dies because she's like underground because
That's
like
not
everything
funny.
goes back to normal."
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
she's just buried in the concrete.
Oh
Yeah,
my god. That's
that's
not funny.
hilarious.
Why am I laughing?
it's like, well, good job, you fucking killed Momo.
I guess Dandadan's over at this point.
Yep, it's just
Yeah,
fucking Donda at this point.
Don the Dun.
Yeah, Donda cooked.
Oh,
So. Yeah, after this, Momo's definitely gonna like start, feeling a bit different towards Okarun and their and the friend group or whatever. Because at first she was like calling them liars and stuff, and now she's seeing that like at least some of it isn't bullshit. Like there are fucking aliens and yokai and spirit swords and shit. So maybe these guys are onto something, man.
yeah.
Yeah,
We got chased by a fucking mummy. Or maybe she'll blame her friends and think that they like
set the
fucking
whole thing
whatever.
up.
Pranked her.
Yeah, her two friends are pranking her or whatever. It's like you
Oh,
you guys you took me and this Okaroon kid to the museum, the mummy exhibit, and then left, and then we get attacked by a mummy. Fucking uh
how would you even
oddly,
explain everything as a
yeah,
prank?
yeah. It's just I don't know. I can see her try like going that way instead of like admitting that like mummies and aliens are real.
You fell in the void? Pranked your bro?
Gotcha,
Oh,
dumbass. Hmm. But yeah, they got the mummy dude. Hopefully there's like a little alien in there and he like talks or whatever. He's like, "This some bullshit," and it's not like the end of the fight, but this might be the end of the fight.
yeah, I think it is.
even if it is the end, like I could see like there still being a guy in there that just doesn't fight. Like he's like done with this situation, but like they don't kill the person that's in control of this situation. So like maybe they get a new ally or just a dude who, they don't have to fight the little alien
Yeah.
if there is one, but like it's probably just a mummy. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm squeezed out for this one. You got anything else, Trav?
No, no, I got nothing else.
Okay. What about you, Weed?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, it's a simple chapter. Echolocation, Okaroon, big sword, big meat, just doing cool stuff. So that's gonna do it then. We got that was Dandadan, chapter 218. He's a mummy, isn't he? Now jumping into Big Gachi, Big Cooter, chapter 156, The Ancient Rulers. And I don't think we talked about last week's chapter, but it is what it is. We're just gonna carry
We're on break
on
too
as
for
if
2 weeks.
we yes, we're gonna carry on as if we kept going on. This is a good chapter. I liked it. We get some insight on Mimo's perspective of where like these powers come from and stuff. And I never really thought about like the possibility that it was, fucking trash people particles coming down to the land and making people like givers or whatever. But it seems that Mimo, I don't know if I'm misinterpreting, but like it seems like Mimo was like expecting like the fact that I'm the way I looked at it was like he was thinking that the people from the sphere were like gods, but like the fact that like Rudo knows of gods and says that like you can't become gods means that like he's also not from the realm of godhood. And it was like,
No,
the fuck, so you've also heard of gods? Like, so I'm even further from the truth or whatever. And he's
I
just, what do you
hmm.
think?
No, I no, I no, I just based on the chapter, I just interpreted him thinking that like he said that the powers we that for that gave rise to like givers was due to like the ancient rulers over the world or whatever. And I don't think said that they got their powers from the people in the sphere because he said it because I think said that Rudo his powers instantly activated the second he got to the ground. So like I don't think that would really track with him thinking that they were all gods or something.
Yeah, because
But
Rudo says a human can't become a god. That's stupid. And Maimo goes, I knew it. The people of the Heavenly Spear do recognize that name. Why? Why do the Spherites know about gods while the groundlings know nothing? So I think I don't, it's, he didn't assume that the Spherites were gods, but he's, I don't know. It's kind of weird because he's like, why do the Spherites know about gods while the groundlings know nothing? But he knows about the gods. So like,
It's also
my
like
theory,
part
oh,
of why
go,
I say that also is like if there was something above the sphere and like they were like something was coming from the heavens and like it reached the ground where Mimo is, then it should also, probably reach the sphere. So it's like the way I was looking at it was like the things that come from like the garbage that's tossed down breeds, creates this energy or whatever. And like if it was coming from the sky, then these particles would also hit the sphere. But since like people don't become givers until they touch the like ground surface, that would lead me to believe that like it's something coming from, the next tier up. Otherwise, like if it was coming from the sky, then Rudo would have been a giver before coming down here.
I mean, I think the
yeah,
powers come from the ground because even at the beginning of the series, they said that anima like travels through the ground, and that's how we get trash beasts.
Yeah, but I think there might be some misunderstanding there. Like maybe, some information where like something is told to us and then another character, like Mimo in this case, is going that extra step, like saying that he's researched it and thought about this and stuff, and he's saying he thinks it comes from up above instead of it just being like, oh yeah, everybody just gets powers from the ground. Like he's trying to figure out like how that power reaches the ground.
Hmm. Yeah, that is a possibility. Though I do like, despite all that, with all these revelations of the implications of like ancient rulers that might have to do with like Canis Sherbrick and like his friends from the past, like during probably around the start of like the creation of the Watchmen series, like these ancient like givers or something like that. That could be like the ancient rulers that Mimo is referring to. I think that might be it, and that might be why like all of a sudden, as he says it, like human evolution caused the creation of givers. That might be what it's implying, but it could also be the fact that since the ground is basically confirmed thanks to the more or less from like the flashes from the information broker that were like post-apocalyptic, obviously, it makes me wonder how long the world has been like this, because like it feels like if since no one on the ground knows even the term God, that makes me feel like either something was like that term was purposely like scrubbed from the ground, like no one, like it's to the point where no one like living knows even the concept or the word God, to the point of like there no one really understands. It might be like a world without religion, like actual religion or something like that. That could be like with how post-apocalyptic the world has gotten. I don't know, because with right now with Mimo specifically, this arc really hammers in the importance of like information from like the past and the present, even more so than like the literal information broker arc that we had. It really shows just how much information is valuable in this world in general. It really makes you think like what else could like we might be assuming might not even be the case or known at the very least on the ground, and also adds more into how Recto not only had like the Watchman gloves in the book, but also like knew or like was he some does the spear know about God, or was it just Recto since he knew about like the Watchman series and Canis Sherbrick potentially and all that stuff? That could be the case. Maybe the sphere doesn't know about gods all that much, unless I'm misremembering anything from like the first chapter or whatever. Like, there's a lot of questions now with this one chapter alone that really makes you think what could potentially happen. I'm rambling at this point, but like, yeah.
Yeah.
So from what it looks like, it shows this panel on page 10, where Mimo, it's like a flashback of Mimo looking in a book when he's talking about this. So the way that I interpreted this is that in, Gachiakuta, God functions as it does in real life, whereas it's not like a physical entity that you have to eventually fight or something like that. um and I just pictured it more as religion, like the book he has is a Bible, and maybe the Spherites still have churches and whatnot, and this is something he wanted and what he tried to replicate without a true understanding of the words of the book that he read.
Okay. Wait, I just found it. So that page right there, that panel is actually from 116 when Rudo and Corvus have their talk, and Corvus is like telling him about the true like purpose of the cleaners. He's holding this book, and he says certain texts that have been on the ground for more than 150 years for some reason seems to have faded in unnatural places, unless you believe that every one of these myriad writers deliberately chose to write that way. The majority of these passages are about the relationship between the sphere and the ground. And he's asking questions about why the world was divided and saying that the pieces are missing. So it seems like they both have sort of the same information. I think at this point, like Mimo wasn't able to listen because Corvus doesn't wear his choker, but like they definitely have some similar information. And I think this might not have been like maybe Mimo found some similar text that had information missing, but like this page, I think was the Corvus page, and Rudo was just remembering it. Um, but still, yeah, there's somebody like purposely like removing information. It might be some sort of ability. There might be some sort of kind of like I don't know, like kind of like how Eisen kind of had people like see him a certain way or something. Like I forget, wasn't Eisen's power sort of like that? Maybe somebody has an ability that like causes people to not perceive certain like things that they choose. So like anything in the text that talks about like the relationship between the surface and the sphere, or like any mention of God and things that are similar to that, kind of get wiped out from like all text on the surface. Somebody is definitely like purposely like not including this information to the point
Yeah,
where
yeah.
nobody knows what, like Like Gounces is like, what are you talking about? A god? Like what is like people have never even heard the word. So yeah, fucking Rudo saying like you can't become a god sets Bibo off because like apparently no one else has ever like heard or said the word god. So it fucking sets him off. You're like, why do you know what the fuck a god is, but nobody else does?
I don't
So
know, because
something
then it's like he knows too. So yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know.
it's a interesting situation. I also just want to point out that like Mimo's character has been some places. I was not expecting him to go from, present Mike, world domination, screaming and, fucking calculating to like, I want to be a god. Like I thought he just wanted to take over the world, and now he's like talking about like where our power comes from and stuff. It's just interesting to see him like go from that to this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and still
yeah.
be entertaining as hell.
Yeah, he's a fun character.
It's
I
like
just
he's
wasn't
slowly losing his mind the longer all of this goes on, to where, and I mean, I guess it is a point because Rudo says he wishes he could be a god, but he's just a human. Maybe he found out everything he could about the gods so he could copy the gods, but he's still just a rotting piece of garbage. And then he's like, it's like you told me, Gautis, his goal consumed him and he lost sight of what matters. So it's like he may have had this original point, but the more consumed he became by it, the more it became something completely different, like becoming a god.
yeah. And like this new shape probably like enhanced that a lot more too. This new
Yeah.
form he has. Like he probably always had these thoughts in the back of his mind, but it was just like, I'll never reach those heights. But then he talks in his mic and is like become something not human. And now it's like shit, I could reach those heights. I could be, I could be the watchman that's in the sky and I could become a god or whatever. But like it's
Yeah,
those feelings are heightened to another level.
we're definitely getting set up for a full Mimo backstory to see how he came to this mindset and conclusion, and then potentially how he found out about the concept of God in like the Watchmen series. We're getting primed for like a backstory for Mimo.
Yeah. I just
Wait.
love go ahead.
Oh, so what you just said, Yato, about him becoming the Watchman in the sky, Rudo's about to do the same thing he did by combining two of the Watchmen series items. Is he going to look like maybe a weaker or miniature version of the Watchman in the sky?
I think he's just gonna turn into a big ass dog.
Yeah, big ass
Yeah,
wolf.
that's fair too. I don't know. I thought it'd be kind of cool if if he combines all their powers, he becomes the Watchman.
Maybe,
I
but then
wanted to
again,
be I definitely wanted to be something symbolic, like maybe he has like the Canis symbol or something. I want him to like whatever he transforms into, maybe there's some sort of like insignia or something on his chest. So like when he transforms, like everybody's like, oh yeah, he turned into whatever he turned into. Like say it's a dog, but like they also notice something and it's like what that's like, like when Rudo and Engine saw the Canis shipwreck symbol like at Graffiti Town, like that moment where they recognized it and was like, oh shit, I'm hoping that there's something like that when he transforms, like maybe there's a certain kind of tattoo or mark or something, and people like take away more from his new form than like, oh yeah, Rudo got big and fucking Megazord battled fucking Mimo. Like hopefully there's something that like carries
yeah.
on from that.
This also means that we're getting our first like actual MC transformation in Gachiakuta,
Oh yeah.
which is something
Mm,
I wasn't really expecting.
yeah. I yeah, I don't like even like if he does it, I don't see it being a thing. Like I don't see him like doing it too many more times. Like it's not about to become a Rasen Shuriken. You
Yeah,
shouldn't
no.
do
Yeah.
this because you're gonna break your arm, and then he does it 1,000 more times. I don't see him, Super Saiyan in this. Like maybe it becomes, a last ditch effort that he uses like once or twice more. But like I can't. I don't see him like unless he finds a way to like condense it. He gets. I guess that could be cool. Like, because I'm imagining this like what he's about to do. He's gonna turn gigantic. It's gonna be a big deal, and he's gonna be a big, massive fucking wolf or dog or Grim Reaper or Watchman, whatever. But like, if he can find a way to like make it small, so he's a fucking mini devil. I guess that could be cool.
Yeah. In
He,
Keyorana we trust.
yeah, yeah. We about to get like a Kid Buu form. Fucking. dog monster Rudo or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Ja-
yeah, I'm loving it, man. We're getting a lot of, a lot of the gears are turning, mysteries and stuff. Like we're getting Gachi always does this like introduce a thing, go a while, and then like sprinkle in, more stuff for that thing. And like we're learning about where the powers come from and the fact that like gods aren't regular, common knowledge, and bringing back up stuff like the text being scrubbed from the history books, and anima is talked about and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm loving what we're getting. I want to know what the fuck like the next threats are gonna look like. Cause like,
We
where do
should
you
look at
go after?
Zodal and the information that they
Yeah,
got from the broker.
yeah, but
That
I'm just thinking
next.
like, where do you go for threats after like fucking Mimo? Cause this dude's like big Devilmon or whatever.
I
Hmm,
really don't know.
true,
Yeah,
I
it doesn't
mean, I
have
but
to.
hey,
guess the trash beasts themselves, uh, they could probably make something bigger.
Yeah, I mean it don't have to be bigger. Like they don't have to keep escalating. But I want to see how you follow this up. And oh, excuse me. Yeah, at the same time, I'm happy because like when we're in the Doll Festival arc, and when the Doll Festival arc was announced, it was like, yeah, we're going to the Doll Festival. We waited like 4 months before we actually got there. And it was something that was hyped up. We were waiting
mm,
for it. And it was like, man, I can't wait to see what the Doll Festival is going to be about. So, yeah, this Doll Festival arc, I felt like so far has delivered on its fucking promise of just being a banger.
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, I'm hyped. Mimo is fucking flipping his shit. Um, Yeah, just had to see what happens next week, man. It's a banger. This was a
Always
good
gotta
one.
wait for next week.
Yeah, but I think I'm spent. You got anything else for this one?
Uh, no, but I will say go watch the anime for Gachiakuta. Episode 21 was phenomenal. It's the fight. It's the fight. Where Rudo uses the nail gun and like animated beautifully. Go watch it. It's
Okay.
fantastic.
Yeah, I haven't watched the anime at all, but I think I will watch it probably starting this week. What about you, Traff? How you got anything else?
No, I don't got anything else.
All right, that's gonna do it, baby. Big Gotchi, Big Cooter, Chapter 156, The Ancient Rulers. Now jumping into a Shangri-La Frontier, Chapter 245, A Tongue That Knows Only How to Incite. Traffy, how you feeling?
Oh man, so this chapter was short, but it was packed with. I mean, that's kind of bar for the case with Shangri-La Frontier, short chapters, but textbooks
Yeah.
on each page. Um, but it's so cool that it's like we have this official introduction for Gold Hunine, and it's just this girl, and the the whole dynamic around her is so interesting because it's like she has these clones of herself, but she hates them and they hate her. So it's like it's almost like a supremacy thing where the clones
Yeah.
don't realize they're clones, and so they're trying to be Gold Hunine.
Yeah, I can't wait to find out more about her. And I feel like the name is like a play on words because they often in this series, like the characters will say, they'll say words, but they'll sound them out. Like they'll say them and they won't say them like how they're spelled. They'll say them in a funny way. So I think Golden Hine is supposed to be like golden, like the word golden, but something else like maybe her name is Ine and she's like the golden one or something. I could be way off, but like there's been a bunch of times where they say like thingamajig or something. I can't think of any words, but like Virak says it a lot where she's like telling Saraku to go get like a thing and she'll like spell it out, like how people do when they have like dogs and it's like they don't want to say go for a walk. They say like we have to go for a WALK. Like they'll spell it out so the dog doesn't understand. Like the characters in this series, they do that a lot with words, and I feel like Golden Ine is another one. I can't tell like what the word should be. Like if they are doing that, like I don't know what the fuck this is supposed to say, but yeah, her character's interesting so far. She started, doing the thing that the Colossi always do when they come out and they start like giving us, their fucking monologue, the I hate me and the, I hate rabbits and all that stuff. I'm real curious to see like what her deal is. I wonder though, like, are these clones like? It feels like the clones are maybe like shed skin. I'm thinking she like sheds her skin to create them because snakes shed their skin. So maybe
Mhm.
like they are pieces of her. Maybe not like direct like a shedding, like not like a molting, like a straight like one for one, but maybe like pieces of her, like her scales or something comes off. Like maybe she sheds scales from her hands or something, and then they grow up to be these clones, and they don't know where they came from or something, but they have like some sort of like feeling, some sort of instinct that makes them want to fight back against her or whatever. I don't know, just spitballing, but
I
Yeah.
know I've seen type of clone thing recently. I just can't place where I've seen it within the last week. Mm,
yeah, it's kind of giving me like Cell and Cell Junior kind of vibes, but like Cell doesn't fuck with Cell Juniors in this case.
yeah.
There's something that Greek is referring to, and I have the same feeling, but I can't place it either.
Where you've seen this recently, but y'all can't remember where.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely seen this. It's either in a recent comic I just read or in a recent anime that I just watched. It's one of the two.
Hmm.
I can't quite place it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
so one of the things that I was interested in were the names of her snakes. So I spent a little time searching. So you got Glatoisto, Westnatos, and Volinors. And the crazy part about this, I think
There's
there's
one more.
also
Yeah.
Saberthea.
Yeah.
So I actually didn't look into Saberthea, but the first three, you look up Glatoisto, it just it tries to autocorrect it to gladiator. Every search result is just going to be gladiator.
Uh huh.
Westnatos doesn't bring up anything. Like it tries to bring up the closest related thing to it, but there's nothing for Westnatos. And then Volinors out of these three is the only one that it just links back to Shangri-La Frontier.
Okay. On
I thought
sort
they'd
of.
have some kind of meaning.
Yeah, yeah, like some sort of like reference to like something else or something, or maybe they mean something. I do now that you mention it, I was gonna say that like on this big double page spread was this page 4 that the snake that's closest to us kind of looks to me kind of like a turtle, like you ever seen like a dragon turtle or something, and they kind of look like this. Like it doesn't look as like snaky, and I think that's the one that she's calling Glatoisto. So like Glatoisto, tortoise, I'm getting kind of turtley vibes from this one snake, and I'm thinking that that's the name because when she says Glatoisto, that one is the one that's closest to her in that panel because it's the
Well,
only one that has horns facing forward like that.
yeah, you're right. So I wonder, Westnatos and Volinors, I they don't really have like a very descriptive design. Like one of them has the black head, which I would assume is Volinors, and Westnatos is the one with like the black eyebrows. Um,
The
I don't
only
know.
other
Like
thing I can think, hold on, let me see.
that's the only
Uh,
one I really see any relation to, and then Saberthea just has like the nose piece.
the only other thing that I could think, and it's a very big stretch, is that West Nados kind of sounds like Ariados. I think it sounds like maybe Ariados is a Pokemon, a spider Pokemon, and it has kind of like I don't know. I'm getting like maybe spidery vibes because it's got like I don't know like spiders don't often have like fucking things over their eyes like this, but like I don't know. Maybe it's got like a spider venom kind of deal, and Nados might be some sort of fucking spider genus or something, whatever fucking species sub word or something. I don't know. I had to look more into it, but I didn't think about it until now that we're talking about it.
Yeah, when I read Westnatos, the first thing I thought of was Westeros. Like, are they
Yeah,
making a Game of
me too.
Thrones reference?
Yeah, I did think of Westeros. Fucking yeah, I can't think of shit else though. Saw Berthia. Yeah, I'm fucking cooked. I got no. I got nothing.
Yeah. But I do love Sunraku's interactions with Gold Hunine. That name is it just doesn't roll off the tongue. Gold Hunine. I don't know. But like their interaction together where Sunraku's upset because she interrupted his fight and he's like, I got what I need. However, I think I want to throw some hands. And
Yeah.
he legitimately just speed blitzes her. Like when you see the panel where he's holding his finger together and then you flip over and he flicks her in the forehead, I wasn't expecting that. Like
Yeah,
I
no.
just was not expecting him to be in her face already.
Yeah, it's totally a Sunraku move, but like I was definitely expecting to see like a panel of him kind of like dashing forward or using his like speed to dodge attacks or something. But no, he was literally there. Like he fucking caught a fucking colossi off guard well enough to pluck her in the forehead. That's crazy.
A part of me kind of felt like she was just gonna bust out laughing and just end up thinking of him as just like, "Oh, I got a new toy to play with. I can't wait to destroy you. This is gonna be fun.
I
Like,
do
gonna
feel
have the
like
time of
that's
her life."
yeah, I
Instead of
think that's
just that might be what we're going for, but I do feel like the anger overrides it.
yeah, I think the exact vibe we're going for because she does kind of like crack a giggle out and then she's like, "I hate you," but like I also wonder if this some of this is like not exactly how she feels, like, maybe she can't say that she loves things, I don't know, like, maybe she can
Hmm.
only, like, speak in negatives, but she does say at one point, like, "I like this," or something what did she say? Uh, uh, she says, "I hate you." I could've sworn she said something where she was like, I kinda like that," or something.
Yeah, it's when he says, before I snap a screenshot and expose you to the world. And she's like, a
Okay.
screenshot. Well, if this doesn't make you run screaming, you must be a very brave soul. He he he. I like that a little.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, like, when just reading through this chapter, she has a very like childish vibe. Like, her anger feels childish, and then her mood swings. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. It happens so quickly. Like, she's like, oh, you said something funny. I like that a little bit, and you're brave. And then he flicks her, and she smiles, and then she's mad and she hates him. It's just she feels very childlike in nature.
Yeah. I almost want to say like if it wasn't for like Sunraku like having ties with the rabbits and the rabbits having beef with the snake, like I could see this character like joining the crew somehow. Like I don't know how it would fucking work, but like she feels kind of like another one of the gang. Like it feels like I'm looking at um like I'm getting like, strong respects to strong kind of vibe. So I'm getting like Kyogoku kind of feels from this character. Like she's impressed that he hasn't run away with his tail between his legs and he's like got the balls enough to like stand up to her and do something so silly like pluck her in the face. It's like I'm gonna kill you, but like I'm fucking with the fact that like you aren't fucking pissing on yourself in the corner and running away. So like let's see how far that strength goes. Are you really strong? I'm gonna chase you and try to fucking murder you, but I think she might also be having fun here.
One thing that kind of surprises me. This is a thought I had a while ago, but I didn't bring it up. But I'm surprised there isn't like faction versus faction. So, Rabatuza is a unique scenario where Sunraku partnered up with Rabatuza. And I just thought, like, hey, the snakes are another fashion or faction. What happens if a character or player teamed up or unlocked their unique scenario and ended up in the caves as like a teleportation point instead of Rabatuza? And so this becomes like a faction versus faction PvE situation. I
Yeah.
think that would be really cool, but I don't think they're gonna do that for um, Gold Hunine. I feel like it would take away from the character.
Yeah, and then also like it just like we definitely need some stuff like that where people have kind of allied with opposing faction NPC factions, but like I think with the Colossi, it's a huge risk, like from a development standpoint, because it's like if somebody kills this boss, they're like you just lost,
Well,
your source of reputation and quests and stuff like that.
I mean, Sunraku is working for Colossi as well.
Yeah,
So it's like, why couldn't it be another faction as well?
I think if there wasn't just 7 Colossi, then sure, but, like, making it so that somebody could ally themselves with 2 of them and have, fucking hundreds of people, like, lose out on tons of quests because, like, they didn't complete them before a completely unrelated party came and, like, killed that world boss or whatever is kinda risky. I don't know. I do it I can see it happening for, like, 1, but, like, 2, when you only got 7 is like, a lot of people gonna be pissed with the quest giver is gone for good.
But I mean, the entire purpose is to fight these colossi, and
Yeah.
like we know, Weathermon doesn't come back. We know Catharnid does. It's a respawnable colossi event. So, like, it could be the same thing. Like Vash could be respawnable. So, Sunraku beats him, and then he comes back, and he's like, "Ah, you passed." And so they could do that with some of the colossi, but the fact that it hasn't, you know, I don't know. I just feel like there's going to be at least one within the series that is going to have player characters opposing Sunraku's group. So it, like, I could imagine like Sunraku's group is protecting Vash, and then the opposing player group is protecting their colossi. And since the snakes are in a war with the rabbits, I feel like that would work here.
Hmm.
It could be cool. Yeah,
That makes sense.
we could definitely see a sort of like war arc, and it's like a game of chess. You're trying to like take down their queen or whatever before yours gets taken down, and whoever fails, like maybe the other colossi becomes like immune to damage from the opposing faction or something. I don't know, because I just losing both is like what's like hurting that thought for me, but like yeah, sure. Have
I,
a war. I would definitely I would love for Golden Nene to have like champions and stuff to fight for her. That'd be cool.
I feel like
Also,
it could work here because this arc is leading into a PvP battle. And
yeah.
so it would be like practice within Shangri-La before that actual. I don't know. I just thought it was a really cool idea. And I don't see why it would be impossible. But also, we haven't seen it with any of the Colossi besides Vash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we still don't even know like fully what Vash's deal is. Like there's still history and shit that we need to know about him.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, wondering if Golden Nene is gonna be. I feel like Katarnit is the only one that's gonna be like repeatable. But so far, a couple of them have. Well, maybe not a couple, but like Lycaon was, they fought it. He fought it himself, and then he encountered it again, and they fought like a clone of it, and then it wasn't like really there, so it bounced. And then Akane Akitsu faced Siegworm, and like we don't know if that was a similar situation to like Sunraku's first Lycaon fight, or if that was like she defeated it. Excuse me. She defeated it in some way, and then like found out it wasn't really dead or something. Like I want to know how many of these colossi are actually going to die, be repeatable, or have like, okay, you won this step of the battle, but like, I'll face you again when you're stronger. Like, I can see it happening for like snakes, because you like hydras and stuff. You cut the head off the snake, there's more. So her having multiple snakes and then clones makes it so that like I can see that, and then Katarnit having tentacles, it's like you cut off one and the squid regenerates or whatever. So I can see it for those, but. Yeah, I don't know.
No, there's a lot of interesting directions it could go in, and I'm not saying that that's needed to like improve it, because based off of this one chapter, I can already tell this fight's going to be insane.
Yeah,
Oh
for
boy.
sure.
I can't wait to see Sunraku just weave around these giant snakes, trying to make sure he doesn't get chomped. I'm curious to see how that's going to be. I'm curious to see how that's going to be paneled out. I foresee many, like at least 2 to 3 double page spreads, even if it's
Yeah,
broken up by panels. I
yeah.
do
Levin
expect that
has
to
it
happen.
dashing around. I wonder if like he's gonna get caught like in the mouth and break out of like bashes the teeth or something and breaks out of a snake's mouth.
Mm, I I'm more so concerned with how is he going to do this when he was struggling with the clone.
Yeah, yeah. And technically his like mission, I mean, the mission was to like win. So like I guess I was gonna say technically his mission's over because he got like the scale or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe reinforcements arrive and like we get Saiger Zero here and she joins next chapter and they help deal with the snake because yeah he was having trouble with the clone and the clone just got fucking tossed by the real one and these other snakes. So yeah he's I don't know.
I love how in like the second to last panel you can still see the clone just hanging out of the snake's mouth screaming.
Where?
It's on the last page, the first panel on the last page.
Oh, I was just at
Yeah.
the page before that. Yeah,
No.
okay.
Uh, yeah, no, it's an extremely hype chapter to set up the start of another fight with the Colossi, and I am ready for it.
Yeah, we got a lot of people here. I think this is the biggest like kind of party of people for a Colossi battle that we've seen so far. Well, Animalia brought their guild to fight against Lycaon, but they kind of got fucking toasted
They got
early into that
cooked.
fight. Yeah, so that doesn't really count. But like we have an actual army of people who like are here to murder the snake. So we could see some real players. Saiger and Sanraku and then Akane Akitsu already are real, but having all the bunny forces here, this could get interesting.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got the hiccup,
I
man.
got I got high expectations.
Yeah. Also, every time I see big ass snakes like this, I always think of Manda or whatever from fucking Naruto.
Mm, that's
It's like,
fair.
oh shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
just big ass fucking snake. We haven't seen if these snakes like. Oh, I guess we kind of get a glimpse. I was gonna say I don't know if these snakes are like one snake with a bunch of heads or if they are actual snakes. But I think on page 3 it looks like you can see like the end of a snake, so they
yeah.
might not be connected.
I don't know. We'll definitely find out. They're not going to leave us in the dark on that.
Yeah, unless they do the thing where it's like, yep, now we're for the next 2 weeks we're gonna show what fucking Kanye Akitsu's been doing. Because I mean, we do gotta see that other stuff. Like, we can't just
Yeah,
like can't
Yeah.
just jump into this arc and like skip everybody else. They hyped it up. Edward's like, don't let my little sis die, and then like we don't see them for 10 chapters while Sunraku solos the boss.
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys gotta come into play. But yeah, quick chapter. A lot of cool action and silliness, but still felt like a fast chapter even with all the text.
Yeah,
Yeah.
always, and it's just because every chapter is so enjoyable that
Yeah.
even when you get a wall of text, you're like, don't care. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'm squeezed out for this one. You got anything else, Weeb?
No, I think I'm good.
What about you, Treff?
Nah, I'm good.
All right, that's going to do it for Shangri-La Frontier, chapter 245, A Tongue That Knows Only How to Incite. Now jumping into chapter 199 of Ranger Reject Authorship. I guess we can talk a little bit about, the previous chapter, but we ain't going to do the thing where we talk about 6 chapters in a row because that's a lot. And, we ain't got time for that. But, we here, baby, to talk about 199 and the greatness that is Sinto Windy. First off, I talked to Traffy about it already. I want to know how you feel about the fucking reveal, Weeb, because we ain't heard your thoughts, comments, concerns, baby. How you feeling?
It blew my goddamn mind. If I'm being honest, originally like, is this a retcon? But like, no, I don't think. Obviously, it's not. But like, I did not expect like Suzukiri and D to have like from all the way back since the end, since like right before Green Keep, right before the Green Keeper arc, come up with the having his own like another identity just to infiltrate Yellow. Mainly, and the main reason it works is because Yellow does not pay attention to literally anybody else
Yeah.
in his squad. Literally playing up his narcissism to the nth degree that actually helps D a lot more than I actually expected it to, and I kind of like that this basic entire chapter was just us seeing D infiltrate and just set himself up as Wendy, as well as the comedy aspect of him just basing it off of like a guy on like a radio show, and just the constant fear of like, wait, is this guy actually famous? What the hell am I doing here?
Yeah, it was silly, and it's very D, you know? It's the type of
Yeah,
shit that you come to expect from this goofy ass idiot, but he actually, like, had a big brain 10 million IQ play, like, he really he really fucking pulled it off, bro, and, like, after seeing the Wendy reveal and finding out that it's D, it's like, people like myself were going like, okay, like we got to go through all these moments and see when he was, you know, involved and when he was around and like who might have known and how long has Suzukiri known and it like is Suzukiri really dead? Because like she knew, but how long did she know and stuff? It's been a fun little like
yeah.
game going back and forth, looking through, you know,
And
the
and I know
previous
this was
moments.
also Zakira's idea.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, the identity was D, it was straight
I
D,
think
but, like
the plan, and
yeah, but, like, she put that spark in him and was like, "Yeah, you know, you should infiltrate the Yellow Battalion," and it made sense, and, like, right before this, like, in that restaurant scene, she, you know, she says that Yellow Battalion has 1,000 members or whatever, and D's like, "Whoa, shit, 1,000 members?" And then, like, she catches him, and that's when he's like, "Bro, does she know it's me?" And then we don't see her do this D hand sign thing, but, like, this is something that I guess happened off screen back then. So it's cool that like Negi is kind of going back and
yeah,
adding more to that scene and giving more context to how this all went down.
Yeah.
yeah. I do want to reread. Like obviously Rangers is one of the manga that I need to do a reread of, because like I feel like especially with this Wendy stuff, like you said, we have to see like because for some reason this could just I could just be Mandela affecting myself here or gaslighting myself here by saying that I've seen D and Wendy in the exact same like on the page at the exact same time, because like I don't know why I mean maybe I successfully gaslit myself into thinking that they were in that they have met each other while he was in the Sakurama disguise or something, because like I could have sworn they've met.
Never happened.
Nope.
Really, but dang, man,
D
I
has
not man,
slipped out perfectly. Like he's been in the scene where Wendy appeared like 2 seconds later. And this has happened like two or three times. It happened with the restaurant or whatever. Like D left, and then like Wendy appeared, and then you know fucking Hisui's like you look familiar. And then when they go to the Yellow Battalion to get the Dragon Tool, and he talks to Yellow and shit, D like walks out and he's like, I'll show you, you know, how strong my determination is. And then like 10 seconds later, Wendy comes running like, oh shit, they left. I forgot to give him his dragon to it. It's like it seems like the perfect, you know, perfect fucking misdirect. It's like, oh yeah, D just left. Of course it wouldn't be D, but nope. He just went to take a leak and transformed.
It was D
man,
all along.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
But man,
no. Is it a
Negi,
JoJo's reference?
it is. It's a fucking D reference.
oh jeez, but yeah, Negi really played us all for fools. I mean, look, did people like before this reveal like think that Wendy was D to begin with,
I think
or was
I think
this?
I saw one comment from one person who kinda, like, jokingly guessed it. It was like, "What if it
Wow.
was D?" And it was something stupid, like, they weren't for real. Or I think they might have said, "What if it's a foot soldier?" or something like that. They said something that was kinda, like, along the lines of, like, it's almost D, but, like, nobody that I've ever seen has ever guessed that it was D. Everybody was just kinda like, you know, everybody was
Immatai.
on the yeah, it was the train of Immatai 'cause, like, a lot of times when Immatai was introduced and then mentioned and stuff, like, you would see Wendy stuff, and then, like, the, like, thing that he wears around his head kind of resembles, like, ram horn, so it's, like, the perfect misdirect, plus, like, never having him in the scene and having him say stuff like, "Oh, wow, I really wish I coulda met, you know, Sakurama and Usakubo." It's like, that he wouldn't say that about himself, but like clearly he did.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Negi really did pull the fast one over on us. He had this shit up under our nose the entire time, yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Especially with this arc, because it's like this arc has been going for I want to say like 20 chapters. It's like wow, is D ever when is D gonna show up? What the hell is D gonna do? Because he made a big splash in the three-way battle arc. So it's like D showed up into that arc early, like 2 chapters in, and he started causing havoc. It's like damn, D hasn't been present at all, but no, he's been there the whole time. He's just been watching and waiting for his moment. He hasn't been doing his usual impulsive foot soldier thing. He's been fucking calculating and watching Yellow this entire time.
Yeah.
Yep. Looking for the perfect way to ruin Yellow's story or to make
Yeah.
it boring.
Yeah, I saw people talking about it like if um Ranger Reject ended with the most anticlimactic ending, it would suck, but it'd be perfect for the story.
Yeah.
True.
It would be a
Like
very fitting end.
yeah, that's something now, especially with how things have been panning out now. That's something that I would expect to happen based off of what the series like is about.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, we've had
yes,
I mean, it'll
but
be anticlimactic, but at the same time, it'll be like satisfying for readers because like that's the type of ending we were thinking of happening because we're ruining the story of the Rangers. That's part of the story.
since it's kind of already happened in story a couple times, like with D
Yeah,
ruining like the battle on the TV show or whatever, and then D ruining Yellow's perfect ending here. I don't think we're gonna see a fucking full on like anticlimactic story ending, but I think it's definitely like a point that Negi's been trying to make to like to have these anticlimactic moments with D involved where he's ruining the story for other characters.
yeah,
uh, but before we actually get into talking about chapter 199,
Okay.
I do want to say that I'm still just so curious because there's so much story left to tell. Like, yeah, if D takes down Shinya, there's a very good chance he can free the other fighters from the fortress. But I feel like it shouldn't be like that easy. Like he beats him and then that's it. But there's also what's going on with Sakurama. There's also whatever or whoever Chidori is that still hasn't really been explained.
Yeah.
There's so many story beats left that it's hard to see this at the end. But when you are directly reading it and not thinking about any of those, it's like, okay, yeah, we're coming to an end, I guess.
Yeah. It definitely feels like it could be an end, but like I feel like you said, when people are reading things like this, they often immediately jump to say it's the end. Like I saw somebody on Twitter say, like, yeah, it's ending, you should read it. I was like, it feels like it might be ending, but I don't think it's the end and it hasn't been confirmed. Like it could still go on. And like people thought the three-way battle arc was the final arc. People thought the Shibuya incident was gonna be the finale for JJK. Like in when reading it, people read a story and they see like, oh yeah, fucking 90% of the cast is gathered in one place and it's a big arc. This has to be the finale. And it's like that doesn't have to be the case. There's still, like you said, a lot that could happen. We like you said, we don't know Chidori's whole deal. And there's more that can happen. Like there's D's leg that we haven't found out about, the
Yep.
core that's on the flying fortress that we don't know about. And like the thing is, we could sit and spitball things that haven't been addressed yet, like for 20 minutes or more. But like a lot of times they do often. Like the Negi has answered like in three-way battle arc, he answered like 20 fucking questions, but he also gave us like 15 to 20 more. So it's like a lot of the things that we're expecting or saying like the story needs to address could all happen here. And it could not be like there's it's not it wouldn't be the first time a manga has ended without answering tying up all the loose ends, but I just don't see that happening for Ranger. I don't hope for that. Um, but there's just stuff like are we gonna see like a Megazord battle? Probably not. But like Shinya has all the dragon's tools. Is he gonna like fucking is he gonna have a final form where he goes, demon form? Is he gonna become Death Messiah or something? Like, is he gonna pull a Mimo now that he's pushed to the brink? Um, also there's I went back and found I went back to chapter like 179, I think, whatever chapter it was with Chidori was when Chidori was fighting with Sosei and Shinya in Shinya's, crib, and he was like he told Shinya that he was using him as bait to draw at Imamatai. This is before we found out about like the Doomsday Clock thing, but like I still feel like why was his goal to draw at Imamatai, and was it just for the clock? Because if so, I feel like that's weird to say like I'm using you as bait to bring out Imamatai, just so that Imamatai could be someone that gets crossed off for this like clock plot. I feel like it's deeper than that, and maybe like there might be more to Imamatai's character. Like maybe he might not be dead, or maybe like a clone survived or something. Because Imamatai was giving his meat out to people, so like maybe he could survive through one of them or something. I don't know. Maybe tinfoil on my head, but I feel like there might be more to Imamatai. Me and you also had a conversation in your video or whatever, your live stream, where I said I feel like Patrola might still be around. I don't think that it's the end. Like we still got to see what Izome, life is like for Izome. We haven't seen X's at all, and I feel like X's kind of has to be involved in like Peltrola's eventual demise. Like we haven't seen X's at all.
Yeah.
There's a lot of characters that just haven't shown up.
Yeah.
I will say that while there are still a lot of questions on the table, the one thing I feel about this arc is that, unlike the three-way battle, it doesn't feel like it's still asking questions. It feels like it's just answering them.
Yeah,
Um, so that along with Shinya being the big bad, or appearing as the big bad, I think that's more so why it feels like it's coming to an end, because we're not getting that constant stream of questions that we want answers to, and it looks like the big bad's being taken down. um and it's more so that than just all of the characters gathered together.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I think I very much think that like this is like a final arc. I feel like we could have another smaller arc, maybe another kind of bigger arc, like a 20 plus chapter. But I do think it's winding down. This could be very well be the end, but like maybe there isn't doesn't have to be like questions presented in this arc, and we go with the rest of the questions that haven't been answered from earlier, like what's up with Exes?
Yeah.
What's next for Izome? What does Sosei end up doing now that he's, like do they try and rebrand? Do they go and, try and get does the world become understanding of like does the world find out that foot soldiers were actually humans or whatever? Like does how does this stuff affect like the world? Does do the battles continue but the foot soldiers get paid, living wages, like stuff like that. Like or does it just continue or like does the they kill Shinya, Dragon Keeper show is over, the charade is over, and like the foot soldiers just like go to space even though they didn't come from there. They were created in a lab somewhere. Like what happens after this?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I don't have a question for that. There's so many directions we could go in that it is kind of difficult to speculate on what will happen.
Yeah. It's like it's easy to say like it'll end if like you just assume that Negi is not going to answer any more questions.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
he's done, like if he's tired of it, like if he's hurt because it's not pulling Jujutsu Kaisen sales numbers, and he's like, all right, well I'll just wrap it up. Then sure, I can see it ending in 5 more chapters. But like if he cares about this story the way I think he does, and he actually wants to like tie up loose ends, then I don't think this is the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's been going for a bit, and I do see this sticking for the long haul.
I mean, we're about to hit 200. I don't see it being like a 500 chapter series, but I can see it
Not
being the
like
300.
Yeah.
300, I see also. Like, but if Nagy really wants to go for it, which I don't think he will, 400, but like I doubt.
400 feels like a stretch, but also, I mean, when Undead Unluck first came out, like I thought Undead Unluck was gonna max at like 150. I was like, yeah, this doesn't have more than 150. How long was that Undead Unluck? Let me pull that up. That I feel like that was like 250 Undead Unluck. 239 chapters, and like
Oof.
like halfway, 70 chapters in, I was like, yeah, Undead Unluck doesn't have, more than 150 chapters in the tank. And it went on for 80 more chapters than what I thought. So like Ranger could go. It could go the distance. It's got story, and there are still characters who don't necessarily fuck with D.
Mhm.
The universe gets reset.
Yeah, I mean, you never know with like Shinya, like he's got all the dragon tools. Like he has all the tools now, and he hasn't done anything with them. Like since getting his hands on all of them, he hasn't done a move.
Yeah.
So it's like, will he just go out, anticlimactically without like getting to fucking be flashy and shit, or is Negi gonna give him some more shit, or like where's Cicera? Is she gonna get up out of her coma like this? There's no questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, so um we kind of briefly went over the beginning of the chapter when we were just discussing Wendy and how that works. But I think the strong point of this chapter isn't so much, the behind the scenes of Wendy D activities. I think it's Shinya breaking
Oh yeah,
because like he has serious main character syndrome
Mhm.
and he just can't accept the fact that D has created a story that he bought into, and this image of Wendy with a bunch of Wendy's inside of him while he's saying this foot soldier authored a human who never existed and I bought into the fantasy. That is so cool. Like
yeah,
Yeah.
that is what Shinya is seeing is the character that he believed existed, and he's having a hard time getting over that.
yeah. This is the type of shit that you really need. Like you need to see these moments where the villain finally gets it. Like the shit starts crumbling. Like we got a pretty good satisfying moment a couple chapters ago with Sosei and Suzukiri was like beating his ass, and like there was even that scene where he was kind of like running away, and I posted a picture of like Shinya running from Suzukiri next to Mahito running from Yuji. But
Yeah.
like Shinya kind of bounced back right after that, unlike Mahito, but still like D coming back and shitting on him and cutting him, and him thinking to himself like, "It's okay, I'll still, I can still pull this out. Like I got this." And then Suzukiri fucking rewinding so he can fucking come back for the other slash.
Yeah.
It's it's too clean, bro. Like Shinya's cooked mentally. Like his mind, everything is shot. He lost every time. Like he lost to Sine. He lost to fucking foot soldiers. Like he got his ass kicked by fucking Chidori and Sosei. Like he lost. Just the ratings weren't good. Like I don't know, man. He's a loser.
God, I can't wait for the next chapter. 200 is just going to be regardless of if Negi goes for another full double spread chapter, which I could absolutely see happening because I don't think Shinya's done for the count. I do think he's going to transform. And I feel like chapter 200 is just going to be him transforming and then D Suzukiri and him fighting it out all across spreads. Like it's going to
Yeah.
be insane.
The shit that makes this even crazier is D is made of fucking tissue paper. So like D doing any of this, like being able to keep up with Sosei for the next like X amount of chapters and like putting hands on him is just crazy. Because D, if Shinya breathes on this guy, he's done.
Well, didn't D like I guess during the time skip kind of train himself to use his powers? So I feel like it'd be more so, yeah, he's still brittle, but he could like dust himself to dodge attacks, so he wouldn't really have to worry about being hit.
Yeah, he's crafty and resilient, but he's still like if one of these if that hammer hits him, he's fucking toast.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like if any of these tools actually hit him, he's done. But like he can definitely like dodge a tool and get kicked in the face by Shinya and be fine because he's immortal until he gets hit by one of these death machines. But Shinya's got tentacles and 5 weapons, so like it's it's an uphill battle for sure.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Assuming he's
absolutely.
not just cooked.
Yeah.
Is the actual chapter 200 already out?
No, 200 is not out yet, but
Eh,
I believe that I already saw a tweet last week saying that 200 was getting a color page. So at the very least, Ranger 200 is getting a color page.
ooh,
So we should see that tomorrow. Like by the time this video, people are listening to this video, you'll probably have seen the color page because even though we don't get Ranger, translated on time, the color pages make it to fucking timeline. So we'll see the color
yeah.
page.
Look,
Yeah.
since we're already caught up, I might have to just take a peep at them raws.
I can't do it, man.
uh, yeah, I know, but
Just don't tell me. But I
I
do I
won't.
do
I
want to
won't.
say we definitely need if the color page isn't windy related, we definitely need a windy volume cover. I don't know. I just don't know how I want it to be now. Like, do I want it to be like straight windy or like windy, with half of his face kind of breaking apart and D underneath, or like this windy page right here where Yellow is looking at him, he's talking about foot soldier Arthur the human, like with all the windies inside of him. Like, I don't know which would be cooler.
I don't know. I don't know.
This also like I just remember like what this page gave me the vibes of. It finally hit me. Have you guys seen Tokyo Ghoul, the anime?
Yeah.
I've seen season one and I've seen Re. I did not watch season two because I was told it wasn't canon.
Season 1, well, so it is canon, but it's like it's altered. So like the things that happen in that season do happen in the manga, but they happen in different orders, and some of the things happen differently.
Mm, I
So
wouldn't
garbage.
say all that.
Stuff happens, but differently. Like instead
That's
of
not
instead of
canon, though.
I mean, instead of Kaneki riding a bus, he rides a car. Like it's that type of thing. It's not a lot of super different stuff.
Okay,
I'm
We
so
told they went anime
season two
original
of
of the plot.
Tokyo Ghoul kind of doesn't make sense because why would he join the group that was trying to kill his friends? Like it's breaking his character for that season.
I was led to believe about season two that they did mostly anime original stuff and then had to do a bunch of jumping through hoops to try and make it end at a certain point in the manga in order for it to lead into Re.
it's been a while since I watched and read it, but I remember I watched it first, and I remember we're going off topic for a minute, but
Yeah.
have you read it? You read it,
No,
Traffic? Have you seen it,
Yeah, yeah,
Traffic? Okay.
yeah.
I haven't read the manga yet.
Okay, because I remember like watching it and people saying like it's not canon, and that being something that I knew going into reading it. And then when I read it, I was surprised to see that like the things that people were saying was not canon was actually happening. I think what happens is it skips. So Tokyo Ghoul happens, and I think the this first season covers like all of the part one, or it covers like 100 chapters of part one, and then the second season or Re or whatever covers like the second. It's I want to say it skips like 100 chapters and gets to some events, but then it starts like retelling them in like a weird order. It does something weird, but we gonna have to like agree to disagree and go back to it another time. But I'm pretty sure that like the things that people say are not canon actually does happen, but it's just different. Like it's in a different order or something. I remember it being a point that I like went back and I was like, huh, people said this wasn't a thing and it was there. But like the order, the anime is definitely fucked. The
Yeah.
manga is good. Go read the manga. But the reason I asked if y'all seen it was because the first season, the opening, the anime like intro or whatever, it looks like this with Kaneki sitting in the chair in like that fucking open sky kind of area. That's the vibes I get from this page with Wendy and all the Wendy's inside of him, and then the clouds behind him. I'm like getting, Wendy sitting in a chair in fucking the water temple on Legend of Zelda in the dark room, fucking dark the link room where it's just, water and a chair or whatever. Rambling. Anyway.
I feel like I need to reread Tokyo Ghoul.
it's
I
fucking
got so
peak.
much to read. I can't do
Yeah.
that.
I got I probably will because I definitely don't think I appreciated it as much as I probably should have on my first read. So I need to reread. Plus, I got to reread Chojin. I got a bunch of stuff I want to reread. Hunter, Iruma, Chojin. It's a lot on my plate. But yeah. Back to Ranger, baby. This is a banger chapter, and I feel like 200. Negi got to bring the nuts, man. Drop the nuts on the table.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna see it. I have faith.
Yeah, because I think it'd be crazy to have like D show up. I mean, he's been here, but I think it'd be crazy to have it revealed and have D actually like doing stuff for like the last 3 chapters of the story. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
There's got to be more, and I hope that we see more of what D has been doing as Wendy, like off screen, kind of like how the beginning of this chapter was, and we saw like behind the scenes conversations between Suzukiri and Wendy. I hope we get to see like what Wendy has actually been doing when we weren't seeing him. Like Wendy wasn't Sakurama or himself. Like, did he actually go to the Yellow Battalion and look for the chains or whatever, like how to free the chains for the fortress? And did he, learn anything? What did he do while he was there? Who else did he interact with and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't know. We'll find out for sure.
Yeah.
Very,
Negi,
very soon.
yeah. Negi gives us a lot to chew on here and think about, but yeah, we gonna see. Well, I think that's it for me. You got anything else, Traff?
Nah, that's it.
What about you, Weber?
No, I'm good.
All right, that's going to do it for Ranger Reject Chapter 199 Authorship. Now jumping into Ichi the Witch 61st Hunt Vitals. And beautiful color page,
Yes.
of course. Got fucking,
Mm-hmm.
what's his name? Hitsuji? I think his name.
Hitsugi.
Hitsugi. Yeah. Looking clean, along with Kizashi and obviously Ichi. This clean. It's not a lot of colors, but for what it is, it's a dope color page. But that
I
did you
think.
guys see the go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say that's Uroro possessing Ichi.
Oh yeah, Roro Ichi, Rorichi. Did y'all see the Kagurabachi and Ichi the Witch like cover for the magazine?
Yep, they're
I did
officially the
not.
faces of this magazine now.
Yep, pillars. It was I think there's like a campaign going on where they're like pushing Ichi and Kagurabachi like together as like brothers or whatever. It was uh fucking what's his Chihiro was on the cover and Ichi had like 2 of his gems or whatever and Chihiro had 2 of his like goldfish on the cover. It was dope.
Oh, I'm gonna
Um
have to go peep.
yeah, it was a cool cover. But
Yeah,
yeah, this is dope. Ichi obviously always gets a lot of fucking great color pages. I feel like we just got one like 4 or 5 chapters ago, but that's pretty normal. But yeah, jumping
I
into
think it
this
was last
chapter.
week.
Was it? Hold up, man. Did we get a color
Yeah,
page
yeah,
last week?
a
Oh yeah, we
a
did.
color page.
Yeah, we did. It was fucking Chrono Weaver and Minnie. Yep. 2 in a row. How about that?
Ichi's just got motion like that.
Yeah. Motion
It's an
is
industry plant,
oh no.
No, no.
Yeah.
but the good kind.
Yeah, I guess so. So how you feel about this one, Trav?
So, this chapter, first off, I loved it because Descaris is just
Queen.
Descaris. Like,
He's a queen.
she made this chapter so cool and just. Okay, so I do want to jump ahead here because the very very important bit happens at the end of this chapter. But the idea that what's his face, the reverser magic Hitsugi, is like, yeah, my trial is to offer me 10,000 deaths. So here's all these dead bodies for you to kill. And Discars is like, okay, whatever. I'll kill them all. Like just in
Fun
the blink
page.
of an eye.
Yeah,
And then she shits on him. You know, talk about lame, you lonely old virgin.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a
He's
just.
the best.
But then the end of the chapter rolls around, and the next chapter is gonna hit very hard. But before we talk about that, I will let y'all speak your thoughts on this chapter.
yeah. Go for it, Weep.
First off, I like how Hitsugi said he literally, after getting turned to dust at the end of the previous chapter, just like uses dust to reconstruct his body from literal corpses in the area, giving himself a nice little piratey suit at the exact same time too. I
The suit
also
is
like,
fucking clean.
It is,
yeah,
yes.
but what I do like, I mean, this also ends up adding in towards the end of the chapter, but I do like how it also like continues to break down and give us more information on like what like how magics tend to operate and how the difficulties of their trials, especially in turns to like human haters, world haters, etc. By showing just how difficult they are, because like they want nothing to do with humans, they hate humans, and they're making them borderline impossible to do, which we all obviously kind of figured, especially from chapter one with Ororo. But like having this confirmed and to help with like the difficulty is based off of their hatred of humans is a nice piece of clarification to add in. So like that's something I do kind of appreciate, as well as the fact that Hitsuki isn't showing his actual real actual true form.
Yeah.
Does add it into credence that this fight is going to go on for a bit.
Yeah.
When I saw the difficulty scale, it reminded me of Chainsaw Man because, like, at some point after like Makima's whole situation was revealed, she was a devil or whatever. I think it was like when Pochita and Denji were kind of like cuddled up, and or not. He was cuddled up with like Nayuta actually, and I think Pochita was telling him that I don't know if it was Pochita said it or somebody like at some point somebody said that like the more a devil is like friendly or likes humans or something, the more like human like they appear. And I think that was why Makima had like a human appearance or something. I had to go back and look at it. Don't quote me on that shit. But like that reminded me of this. And then Discar is talking about how like this guy is, talking about, you sure do talk about fucking humans and love a lot, bitch. And just it feels kind of like some of these like world hater magics are like envious of humans and their like ability to love each other and all that stuff. I don't know. I could be fucking way outfield, but I'm just spitballing just some thoughts that like came to me. Um but yeah, fucking crazy chapter. And just him, the reverser magic name is what's throwing me off. Like reverser. So like when I saw this and he's like offer me 10,000 deaths, I was like, is that like an opposite day kind of thing? Like I'm the reverser magic, kill 10,000 people for me. So like, should you save 10,000? Like where's the reverser coming from?
I think he's like a necromancer. So reversing is like reversing people back to life.
Okay.
But the souls are gone, so they're zombies.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's
That could
still,
be it.
it feels weird because like ghost pirate whole kind of vibe that was already like established like what I thought the ghost pirate thing was just going to be like a chrono thing like yeah he can you know rewind time and bring back fucking pirates and shit like that but like it's Suji's being the one to like yo ho ho it up or whatever. I don't know. If reverser is like a necromancer thing then that's cool but I still just want to know. I want that to be confirmed like he brings back the dead.
Yeah.
and like now that you said that, is he like I got that I guess like contextualized the way I think about the end of this chapter, like are we about to see him trying to like bring back her brother or something like?
Oh no, he definitely did cuz in the last panel you can see he's got the same like hair thing that Discaris does.
Yeah, so I think I was when I saw this I thought that this was just a flashback, like I thought that this was just kind of like a memory, so he's bringing her brother back on this ship.
Yeah, because like
Okay.
above it, it's saying, in other words, a human hater magic's trial is not just supremely difficult; it's the worst possible tragedy they can think of. And so, in this case, bringing Discaris' brother back is a
Okay.
part of that tragedy.
Okay, I'm on board now. I was just thinking that she was kind of going to like envision this, like something was going to remind her of her brother dying, or maybe like we would go into a flashback and get more of Discaris's character and see her brother's death, and that like lead into like whatever happens next in the chapter, like shows why she's able to fight the way she does, or something like that. I wasn't. I saw this and I wasn't thinking like, oh, her brother's back, but like
Oh yeah.
that's still a good angle to
Yeah.
take it.
Didn't you also post? Didn't someone also like post one of the comments from this chapter? Somebody being like, "Ugh, now she has a brother now. I guess it's fine, but why do you have to throw this in at the last minute?"
It's
Yeah.
already been mentioned.
People are fucking speed readers and they can't wait to just be loud and wrong in public. Like, we can see you, bro.
Yeah, like this
Main
also kind
character
of
syndrome.
yeah,
Yeah.
this actually kind of like I forgot when like I originally listened to like a podcast talking about like the most recent episode of the MHA anime and talking about like adding in flashbacks at certain sections, and they're like, we know all this stuff, you don't have to add this in, it's basically filler. But then you get comments like this and I'm like, I can see why, if like especially if this gets anime, we will get like a flashback, at least an image of the brother to go for this scene if this was adapted. I'm like, it's moments like this when people forget very obvious information from like 15 to 20 chapters ago at bare minimum, and be like, this was never mentioned before, this is new information, this is stupid, yada yada yada. And I'm like, do,
Yeah.
do you not pay attention?
No, they
Another thing
don't.
It
that's
wasn't even
like
that long ago.
Another thing that's kinda great about, like, anime adaptations is, like, you can have scenes like, what's it called? Was it, leitmotif or whatever? Like, I probably butchered the word because 'cause I've never actually said it out loud, but, like, when Discaris, like, goes to ask Ichi to, like, form a contract and become her family, like, they could play a certain, fucking soundtrack, like, a certain song for that moment, and then when this moment happens, like, they can play the same song to, like, let you know, like, it's kinda in the same vein or whatever. And also like with anime, they do the openings. So like in the opening cinematic theme song or whatever, like when they're showing Discards, they could also show her brother. You know how they do in anime, they'll show like somebody who
Yeah, always
died and then
tease.
yeah, they could tease it and have Discards like chasing after the shadow of her brother and reaching and then it just disappears. So like stuff that will like keep the character fresh in someone's mind. But like reading a manga is just like you got it weekly and there's nothing to remind you she has a brother, but I mean, you should just know. I mean, if you've been
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
reading
like
and paying attention, you
basic
should just know.
backstory. It's like
Yeah,
it was simple. It was simple, effective, not overflowing of information.
yeah, yeah. But like an anime would be way more like spoilery slash like handholdy. So like it tells you, it kind of gives you a heads up, like yeah, this character has a family member that she lost. But like once you've already found that out, it's kind of like, oh yeah, don't forget this character has a family member that she lost that she isn't like talking about, and it's like, oh, I wonder when we're gonna dive into that some more. So that's something that
Yeah,
I'm kind of looking forward to with the anime. But yeah, man, it's this definitely puts this scene in a new light for me because I did not read this as in the brother was revived. I thought that we were about to go into like a flashback here.
Oh
yeah.
no, no.
Yeah. See, that's
I mean,
that's
I
we
why
kind
these
of
kind of
thought that
probably
for a second until I saw like from the zombies. I think there was like a little like ornament that was like swinging, and
yeah,
I'm
so
like, oh,
we
this is the zombie of the little brother.
yeah,
we probably will go into a flashback just to elaborate on what happened to her brother, but this was definitely him as a zombie.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's good. And then like that, you also saying because that's why these kind of spaces like what we got right here, talking on this podcast is good because like people will read these, interpret them wrong, and then just like talk shit about the series. Like, not saying that I would go and do that, but like it happens where somebody just misinterprets something and then goes like, "Oh, that it wasn't that fucking good," or the scene. I don't know why people are crying and shedding tears. It wasn't that heavy, or whatever. It's not that deep, and then it's just misinterpreted the whole thing. Like my misunderstanding for like the reverser. I was like, "What? Why is he reverser?" And then you go like, "Oh, maybe it's a necromancer," and then you follow that up with like bringing her brother back. It's like, "Oh, so I completely misread this situation." Because I'm thinking reverser, like, fucking I'm water and you're glue, whatever the saying is, shit bouncing off. Like, I'm like, is he reversing attacks? Is he like reversing what he says? Like, I hate you, but that really means that I love you, kill. No, reversing, I'm bringing back the dead. That it makes sense. Duh.
Yeah.
It just wasn't where I was mentally at the time, but I'm with you now, and I like it.
It happens. And yeah, that is what's great about a space like this where you can just you communicate these ideas and, one person saw it one way, another person saw it another way, and there could be people that agreed with you and saw it the same way that you saw it, but now they're like,
Yeah,
"Oh, wait." And that's why this is such a cool thing to do.
yeah. That's why it's good to talk about the stories that at least talk to somebody or like read comments or something like the just reading a story and then being like, "Yep, I'm done. I'm gonna go fucking mow the lawn now." Like you're not. I don't feel like you're really like you can really say that you took that story in if you just read it from start to finish, cover it, cover to cover, close the book, and then go about your day. Like you gotta like engage in it more. Like you got to talk to somebody or hear someone else's thoughts and feelings about it. Cause like there's a lot of shit that you just miss when you just read it and then just go make dinner for your family. Like there's got to be more to what it was. And like maybe I'm the only person in the world that didn't, I don't think it was super obvious. I mean, there's definitely probably gonna be somebody that's listening to this segment and going like, "The fuck, he's an idiot. Like, why would you think it was anything other than necromancer? Like, clearly the dead is being revived. But like, I just when I see reverse, I don't think of bringing back the dead. So I'm sure at least one other person on this planet also didn't immediately think of necromancy or whatever. So yeah, it's like you can appreciate the story more once you have these kind of like other points of views and stuff like that.
So I'll elaborate on that. I don't think it's strictly necromancy. I think he has the ability to reverse the state of things, which is why he's perfect to show up here against Chrono.
Yeah,
Um, I do think it's not specifically, hey, I'm bringing the dead back to life. It's just he's reverting their bodies to a state where they were alive, but they no longer he can't bring the soul back.
yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, so it's like it's similar to what Chrono can do, but different.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really cool too. But yeah, just more into this chapter. Fucking, he gives Kizashi the staff and sends him off to kill the baby, and he can't wait to go murder a child and just be bunches of besties. Because at first I was like, okay, so like, is he gonna talk shit about Aurora? Like, and then he goes like, oh no, wait, I can kill Ichi too, and then like all of us could just be friends together. I was like, bro, this is so silly.
And I love it.
Kizashi's
Oh
such a
man.
little bitch.
He really is. Can't wait for him to get got. He's got to die 204 more times, and I'm curious to see how it happens.
Yeah,
Me too.
I really just like for the hero characters in this arc. I really want to see what Goku Raku is gonna do.
Yeah.
Because like he was introduced as the brutalizer, and we see him, beating the dog shit out of magics. And yeah, Kizashi is on a tier far above the magics that he was fighting, but like dude got introduced as the brutal, like that's not just a name you just give to like a guy who crushes ants, like brutalizer. That's not like the dude. His hobby is beating the shit out of things, and like
And don't forget Kizashi is also an idiot.
yeah, and just like
Like
he's here, and he said he was like willing to lay down his life to like defend the people or whatever. So like, who is he gonna fight? But also like since he hasn't done any, I mean, it's only been one arc. This is the next arc after Goku Raku joins the party. But like so far, I'm kind of getting like the vibes. You ever see that meme when it's like when you fight the boss versus when they become your ally or whatever? Like when you're
yeah,
playing a fighting game and you fighting like the last character did the hardest shit ever, and they're like when they join your team or like when you get to play as them, they like
they pulled the
don't.
Piccolo.
Yeah, they don't go that fucking hard. It's like I don't want Goku Raku to be like before he joined the crew, he was like this cold-hearted fucking monster of a man that beat the shit out of anybody, and then he joins the crew and he just picks flowers. Like, yeah, his personality might be of a nice boy deep down inside, but I still want to see him beat the shit out of a magic.
Yeah.
Me too.
Absolutely. And this
Yeah,
is the perfect time for that to happen.
yeah. Like we need Kizashi to come flying in like a fucking bat out of hell just to catch straight fucking hands and feet. I need that shit right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Piscaris is just that woman though, man. She's just She really is her, like, shonen queen right
Yeah.
now. I can't think of another female that, like, sets it off like she does right now, and then she's, like, taunting Hitsuji or whatever, calling him a virgin, and she's even doing this thing, like, she sticks her tongue out. That's what he did. Like, she's mocking him with the tongue fucking yeah, 'cause he, like,
Mhm.
stuck his tongue out before, and he's got, like, the other mouths on his tongue, real creepy like, and just calling him out, yeah, talking that good shit. Somebody, somebody posted these pages to Facebook and was like, "Y'all gotta fuck with Discars because she's like the baddest out or whatever." And I like the post obviously because I was like, "Yeah, she's the baddest. She's the hardest, the best right now. Like, can't compare." But somebody commented, it was like, "Is it crazy for me to say she's this generation's Mero Leona?" And I was like, fucking yes, because she's way better. Like, don't compare fucking Discars to that woman. Like, bruh, no disrespect, but like that's a wild ass thing. I feel like that was hella disrespectful. I even tweeted that. I was like, I think that's hella disrespectful to compare Discars to that character, yo. Because like, yeah, she's cool, but like I feel like that's all Mero Leona has. Like, I feel like that character does not and fucking we might have an argument because I feel like you like Black Clover more than I do, but I feel like Meryl Leona just feels like one of the guys. Like she's just a guy with a wig basically, and just she punches stuff and she goes, "Yeah, that was cool," and that's it. Like that, I don't
There,
feel anything else from her.
there is a bit more to her, but like I'd say in terms of like the Scarce being a new gen anybody, I'd say she's a new gen Urza.
And that's more respectable because
Yeah.
Urza is a badass woman and like she gives woman energy just like Discard says. Discard, I get feminine energy. Fucking, she calls herself the most beautiful and the baddest and the greatest Uber witch or whatever. Like she embraces that, and I don't feel like Mara Leona does.
So
And she
I
does, but just kind of rolls with it however she
Mar-
wants.
Mara Leona
She just doesn't give a crap.
she's in the bar fighting with the drunk Russians. That's what I get from her.
Mm,
I was thinking more like Revy from Black Lagoon, but
that works.
nicer.
Revy's dope,
Yes,
but yeah.
I can see that.
You saying you feel like Mero Leone is closer to Revy?
No, Descaris is closer
Oh,
to
okay.
Revy, but nicer.
Oh, okay, yeah. Plus Revy's like doesn't she like have her like shorts unzipped? Like she's giving off a lot of interesting energy. But I fuck with Revy. Revy two guns.
I was more so like the strength of the
Yeah,
character
just
than the
being
looks.
badass. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, Discaris is a queen, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's great. Can't get enough of her. Can't let nothing happen to her. And yeah, she don't fold, bro. Like dude said, kill 10,000 people. She done. You're mine now. Get in this Pokeball, bitch. Like ain't no fucking thing. I do like how quick he's not a chump. Like yeah, he's probably like underestimating her. But Golconda comes out, he immediately goes like, "I'll just tell you my trial." Like he doesn't like let it. He's not like worried or anything. He's not scared. He doesn't like let her. He doesn't. What's the word? He doesn't like get put into a not dishonorable, but like a situation where he feels like she gets like an upper hand on him or whatever. He doesn't like lower himself and like submit to her, forcing another magic to making him speak. He just goes like, oh, okay, yeah, my name is Reverser Magic, it's an honor or whatever, and here's my trial. Like he doesn't give her that satisfaction of ripping his mouth open and forcing him to talk.
Yeah.
I like that. He's dope. And he's like flying or whatever. I'm also getting like what's the guy's name? Lord of Flies from Make the Exorcist Fall in Love. Um when he's like floating here above, like the ship is fucking flipping over and all the dead bodies are falling down a discard. He's just standing there with his arms out. I'm getting I forget the guy's name. But whatever. I'm getting vibes of that. Yeah, I'm guessing y'all haven't read Make the Exorcist Fall in Love then. Nobody
Not
nobody
yet.
fucking reacted.
Nah.
Peak peak manga, one of the best out right now. Peak fucking villain. That arc was incredible, but I can't think of his name. Anyway, we're gonna skip that. But Yeah, great chapter. You guys, you got anything else you want to say about it, Traffy?
Yeah, so last thing is I like the significance that they put on the Sinosura, the World Hater staff.
Uh-huh.
It's one of only a handful of weapons that are capable of warping magic and destroying magics. And, he hits her with this offer me 10,000 deaths to acquire me. And I don't think Discaris is going to want to acquire him. I think she's going to get the staff, or she already has one of those few weapons, and she's just going to murder him.
I can dig that. Like he's
It's,
so disgusting. Like there's
well, he's
no.
bringing her brother back. She's going to be pissed, and
Yeah,
she's going to want to murder him, not acquire him.
yeah, I can see that. Kind of like if yeah, it feel kind of like fucking Goku Raku like acquiring the last magic or whatever. It's like no, you put my people through too much for me to like ever use you like to have you as something that I carry along with. I don't want you as a trophy because like you're fucking horrible and disgusting.
Yeah,
Yeah, I fuck with
but
that.
that's it.
What
That's my last
wasn't
thing.
wasn't there something either in this chapter or last chapter too where Hitsuji mentions that like he's a part of like a force, like a 7-man crew or something like that? Was that
That was this
uh
chapter. It's my honor to serve Lord World Hater as Hitsugi, one of the 7 stars.
oh, okay, that was a thing. Okay, so we got we got a number, a
Yeah.
gang. Yeah, that's cool. So we're getting more world hater info here too. So like he has this staff which is capable of XYZ, but he also has his 7 generals or whatever. This is cool. I like this.
60 chapters in, and we get our Akatsuki.
Yeah, yeah. Dope.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. So then that means that we have at least, 7 more major world hater monster arcs. And I'm here for it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's assuming. Oh, no, you said 7 more. Never mind. That's right.
Yeah. So I did put out a tweet recently and I feel like you might have been about to say something about that. Um I put out a tweet recently and it was like, I hate when authors or mangaka or whatever like introduce like a set of characters or concepts or whatever and it's like a number. Like they go like the 8 so and so's and then they do story arcs for like the first 2 or 3 and then they lump the last like 5 or 6 in the final arc and somebody was like, what's an example of that? And I was like the pillars or the Hashira from like Demon Slayer, because like we get introduced to all these characters and then we have the arc where we spend time with Rengoku, and then we have the arc where we spend time with I forget his name, the
Same.
lightning pillar guy, and then the next arc follows Mitsuri, I forget. Mitsuri is the girl, and then the Mist Pillar or whatever. But then after that, everyone else is all on the same arc. We don't get a separate arc for the Wind guy, the Rock Pillar. We don't get one for the Snake. Like all of them are like clumped in the last one, and it just kind of feels like, like I wanted like an arc. Maybe not necessarily an arc dedicated to each and every one, but like I hate when manga or just stories in general do that. Like where they go like, here's all these characters. You spend time with 2 of them and the last ones are just bunched together, slapped at the end. So I'm hoping that like something like that doesn't happen with this story. Considering Iruma is 420 chapters in now, I don't think it will happen because Iruma has not let up yet in its fucking peak, and I don't think you guys have read it, so you should. Anyone listening to this segment should. But yeah, I don't got no worries actually. Now that I think about it,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think
I'm
it'll be good too.
yeah yeah I'm down to meet these 7 stars and Um, I'm ready to just see Kamugi capture all of them because like she got to get that bag, bro. Kamugi ain't
Yeah.
captured her magic yet. I need her to capture all 7
Oh
of these
man.
stars.
Oh
Yeah.
man. It'd be hilarious if uh I already forgot his name, the octopus guy, the octopus magic. Imagine if he's down to 1 life, everybody is exhausted, and Kamugi accidentally deals the last killing blow and acquires him.
Bro. I feel I feel like Kamugi, like when she does acquire a magic, it's gonna be I I don't want it to be super obvious, but I feel like when Kamugi does acquire magic, it's gonna be an arc that focuses a lot on her. Like maybe
Oh,
her sister is involved in the arc, and like there's a magic that like brings up a lot of her past and makes her like think of, bad things and shit like that. And then she'll acquire the magic from that arc. But I don't want it to be so obvious. I want her to get some magic still. Like I need her to cash some checks.
Yeah. Main reason I say Kamugi accidentally getting him, he hates weak people or anybody that he can see as weak. So it'd be hilarious if, by technicality, the weakest person he would see there somehow acquires him, and then he'd have to jump through hoops and be like, "Oh, this person must actually be super strong to need my power or whatever, or to use my power or some shit like that," and basically try to basically be like Uroro, except instead of trying to take over her body, he's literally like, "Ooh, let's go and do some stuff as best as friends."
You sold it to me. I wasn't sure at first, but yeah, since he hates weak people, I'm now on board with Kamugi getting fucking Kizashi or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need that. And yeah. This has been good stuff, man. Good chapters, and the ride will just continue to get better.
Yeah.
Well, excuse me, I'm squeezed out for this one. You got anything else, Traff?
Nah, I'm good.
What about you, Weber?
All good.
All right. Hope you guys enjoy this Ichi segment. Put some comments down below if you're someone that's checking out this segment. Let us know you're effing with it. But yeah, that's gonna be it for Ichi the Witch 61st Hunt Vitals. Now jumping into Otr of the Flame, chapter 29, Warrior of Wind. Weeb, take us off.
I had fun with this chapter, even though like based on how this arc has been going, especially with what we've missed or I've missed. It really feels like we're rushing towards some sort of conclusion here. I do like Kuten actually getting like his own like little moment in this fight to see as he seemingly like manages to get one over on the opponent by using his own like seafaring skills to a degree in terms of reading the wind to like break through the tree, get the current flowing more to give him a better chance at like a stronger arrow of wind. So I like that aspect of it. But I don't know, just it's I don't know. It feels like we just lack like I think you guys have said this before. We kind of lack the proper time with him to like really like invest in him
Yeah.
and his development. Though I will say, uh, what was the name of the villain again? Let me double check.
Calerio, I think.
Calerio. Yeah, I think that was their name. But yeah, the fact that that he got blown to smithereens, but like regenerated, that panel looks really really damn cool. Something straight out of like a it could have a place in like a horror like a gory horror manga with
Yeah.
how like detailed it is. That actually what that actually kind of surprised me. But right as all hope seems lost, Otter makes his hero landing with a brand new transformation that we got in the last chapter.
Yeah.
So
And
Otter,
that transformation and how things went with speaking with Flasia is what makes me feel like we might be either the series is going to be short, like already was originally going to be like super short, or we might be getting that act soon.
all right,
So
all right.
yeah,
Let's slow down a little bit, not speed
my
blitz the
bad.
chapter, but
Sorry.
so Kutane specifically, I do like that he's kind of the focal point of this chapter. However, because of everything leading up to this chapter, it feels like Yuki Kawaguchi kind of just forgot about Kutane and then came to this chapter and was like, "Oh yeah, I have this character. Let's have him do something." It feels like he's an afterthought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say, yeah, it's cool because like he goes from, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna just shoot these wind arrows," to, "Okay, I'm actually going to use the wind that is around me to enhance the power of my attacks." And I think that's a really cool way to use his power based off of what we know about him.
Yeah. I did like Kutane getting some focus here, and like I'll say, like I was complaining about that before, Like when they first got here, Kutane was like, "I'll, I'm an archer. I'll join you to the like queen or whatever." And then like he ended up not doing anything. So like it's cool to see him doing stuff, but I just feel like since we haven't seen him really do much until now, it just feels like the W that he gets like isn't as deserved as it probably should be.
It's not even a W because dude just
Yeah.
regenerates.
Yeah, I mean, he
Yeah.
gets a cool moment though, so it
Yeah.
feels like, like it's a cool moment, but I just feel like he didn't deserve that cool moment. So, like, I feel like this probably would have flowed better if like Colorio came with, fucking a couple of henchmen and Kutane kind of like soloed the henchmen on his own. Maybe that fight lasted a chapter or two, and then Kutane tried his luck with Colorio, maybe did this same thing and then like failed, and then Otter showed up or something. But like Kutane just going from like background to like I'm a fire my lasers and getting a cool shot and then it failing or whatever. It's just I don't know. I felt like there should have been a little more. And then Otter showing up is just everything's happening so fast.
Yeah. Like, it feels like the only reason Kutane actually did something this chapter was so that we could see the enemy's regeneration ability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say on the panel that he's regenerating, his belt buckle thing, I don't know what they are. I could have sworn they were testicles.
Nuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
The gonads. Yeah, that's nuts
It
right
blew
there.
his nuts off and then they healed back. But no, it's a part of his clothes, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I will say that I mean Otter's transformation is cool. And like if we hadn't missed a week last week, I probably would have voted to have Otter as the thumbnail because that transformation page last week was fire. That was
Yeah, it was
no
really
pun
cool.
intended. So yeah, his form is cool as shit. I really like it for what it is, and I mean, Kawaguchi's art is dope. Like, there's
You
nothing
know,
wrong with the art anywhere in here.
what it reminds me of? Both Otter and Flea and her adult form, I guess, and his new transformation. I don't remember the name of it, but did y'all ever read that manga that was written by Stan Lee?
No,
Ultimo.
Yes, it reminds me of that.
Yeah, I haven't read it. I've heard of it.
I actually have the Shonen magazine with the first chapter of that behind me
Dang.
right now.
wow,
Wow.
okay, yeah, I just looked it up. I see the character. He's got like big green hands in the transformation or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. There's vibes for that.
Like, it's just the style of it reminds me of that.
I always think of like Kid Buu when I see that like character with shirt off and like big baggy pants. It reminds me of like the Buu characters.
That's fair. Yeah. It
That's the
also
vibes
kind
I
of
get.
reminds me of like Shaman King.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's some vibes in there. Like Kawaguchi knows, he paying it forward or paying it backwards or whatever. He's shouting out to the old homies. But yeah, I just wish that like it didn't seem like this series was on its way out, man. Like there could be more there.
Just sit down, take a breath, slow down,
Or
and
have an
stop
editor
speed
that is,
blitzing everything.
Yeah.
or of an editor that's like, hey, you can slow things down a bit if you want. Let it breathe.
Because this entrance, it's like it's very, Goku, we've been holding off the bad guy until Goku gets here or whatever. But like the way he crashes down is like huge. It's like it's like fucking All Might, I'm here or whatever. Like, but I don't feel like the despair is high enough for this to really hit. Like nobody
Yeah.
on the good guy side is like bleeding out or missing a leg or like an inch away from death or anything. Calorio just like regenerates and goes like, I'm gonna fuck your bitches. And then he pulls up. It's like,
Yeah, you just
no, none of
I'm
my
gonna
bitches
steal
are
your
getting
spirit
fucked
power.
today. Yeah. Yeah. Otter
Yeah.
pulls up and is like, you're not fucking with none of my homies. And nobody got fucked with. Like,
Yeah. I think
You
that
just
is
took
definitely.
out it just took out a bunch of minions. That was it. No
yeah.
one important was affected.
Yeah. Like no one is on any so nobody even needs a sensu being like everyone is straight. Like Cutane just used his spirit energy and probably can't fire another arrow for like 5 minutes, but like no one, unless I'm missing something, like somebody in the comments, feel free to fucking call me a dipshit and be like, you so clearly missed the fact that like Udier is like missing a titty or something. Like, let me know if I missed something. But like, Otter pulling up with this cool fucking "I'm here" moment is, it just doesn't feel like it cooked. Like, it's cool looking, but you usually do this type of thing. Like, this, tropes exist for a reason. Like, the shit be working when it hits, but like, I don't feel like all is lost yet. Like, Kutain attacks, the shit didn't work. The little bitch is like, I'm a steal all the spirit power, but like, show me that happening or something. Like, at least get to the part where like maybe this bitch is like siphoning some energy or something, and then Otter shows up middle of that process and goes like, halt, motherfucker, stop stealing that spirit energy because I'm here. Something, something. It's just having this meteor smash entry and then me not giving a fuck about anything that happened prior. Really, it just doesn't hit.
Yeah, yeah. It's difficult talking about Otter because like I have problems with it, but I still enjoy reading it. But when we talk about it, the only thing we can really do is highlight those negative things, and the only compliment we really have for it is art's cool,
Yeah.
and it makes me feel like a hater, even though I do enjoy reading it.
Yeah, yeah. I enjoy it and I want it to survive, but like it just needs to breathe a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, very
yeah,
true.
it definitely needs some time to just slow down. And it doesn't even need like the quiet moment in between arcs. We need it to slow down in the arcs.
Yeah. Yeah, like we shouldn't be flying through the arc and fighting the final boss. Like, the final boss shouldn't be the first opponent in the new location.
Yeah. Throw some minions at us. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, give us some, like, because I mean, the thing with minions is like, yeah, you just
Mm,
like people are just gonna go like, oh, it's just some fodder. So it's like, okay, give us some like fodder with some personality. Like, don't just throw skeleton, 6 and 7 and frost monster, 34 at us. Like, give us some like minions who like seem like they matter or something. Like,
I
have
I,
them.
I think we're
mm,
kind of retreading on this. The last
yeah.
video that we did on Otter, we had the same complaints because we were talking about like One Piece and how like
Oh,
Zoro and Sanji will have their own people to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that is a core common complaint for this series so far.
Yeah, that's the focus of the next video that's coming out on my channel in like 2 days.
very
So
nice.
be on the lookout for that if anyone is listening to the Otter of the Flame segment. Shout out to you, two people. We love you. Um, but yeah, man. I mean, I like Otter. I want it to do well. I like Kawaguchi and his art. I feel like it's still more positive than our Astro Royale reviews were.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
Astro
Well,
Royale was absolutely getting shit on.
in the latter half,
Yeah,
anyways.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I still feel like we're a lot more positive than we were when reading that. But like, yeah, it's definitely, there's some negatives there, but like, you can't really like appreciate something if you can't like see the flaws in it and shit like that or whatever.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to speak on everything. I will say that Kutain, shooting an arrow through the like tree or whatever to make some like extra wind be able to come through. That was cool. Cool little detail. Um cool like move he does. I guess that's what he's doing. He shot like through the tree so that like it would open up a pathway or something. Maybe I'm tripping. That's what I thought was happening on 14. Um
Oh no, I think he was shooting at the 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 dude and it blew a hole through the trees.
okay. See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interpretations and shit, yeah. Got to talk about them. But and big titty wind spirit, she's cool. Happy to have her here or whatever. But yeah, we'll see what next week's got for us then. You got anything else for this one, Weed?
No, I think I'm good. I'm all ordered out.
All right, what about you, Traffer?
Yeah, I'm ottered out as well.
All right, well, that's gonna do it, baby. Superhero Landing. That was Otter of the Flame, Chapter 29, Warrior of the Wind. Now jumping into the reason most of you probably come here, baby. Big Bachi. I mean, yeah, Big Kagura, Big Bachi. I almost got it confused with Big Gachi, Big Cooter. Now this is Big Kagura Bachi on them. Chapter 103, baby. Healing. How you feeling, Trafferton?
uh, Peak chapter. I think that's all that needs to be said.
Yeah, we can wrap it up there.
No.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
bocce. What else can we say?
this chapter, it's so cool just seeing Chihiro and Samura work together, um, and just it's all fighting. Like if it's not fighting, it's them talking about the fight that's
Yeah,
happening, and it enhances what's happening. But everything is so like it feels so fast. I the only way I can explain this is let's say Kagurabachi got an anime, which we know it most likely 100% will.
right.
Um, this chapter feels like it would go by in like a minute
Yeah.
because
I
everything feels so high speed.
Yeah.
I will say I agree with you, but this also feels like the kind of chapter that they would fucking Sukuna versus Maharaga and just make
Oh,
this a they could definitely
Absolutely.
make this a
oh man.
30-minute fucking brawl.
If Side Games actually is getting doing the anime for this when this eventually comes out, oh man, they better put their A game on this series. No excuses.
Yeah, this scene's being animated with nuts out.
I mean, just in general, because this fight started last chapter, and then we got this chapter, and it's probably definitely going to keep going into the next chapter. So, I mean, just in general, all of these episodes or all of these chapters will fit into one just amazingly animated episode.
I think excuse me, now that I think about it, just looking back, like where we've been with this arc and like just you go back like 5 or 6 chapters and you got the scene where fucking Yura is standing in the like fucking koi pond in a circle with fucking Hizashi or whatever his name is and Uraha and Nishiki. Like when they're standing there looking at each other, it's like this is giving me like this is like Kagurabachi's like Shibuya incident kind of arc. Like we're getting like heavy shit. This is a major ass arc. Yeah, this is a big deal. Like the story is gonna change after this arc. Like
Yeah,
the world of Kagurabachi is being shook up. Like this is major shit. People not reading this right now are really missing out.
they
Yeah,
really are.
100%.
Cause
Yeah, this
like
is
why did Yura hit Samura with a dragonfly and then just appear on him and hit him with it? He's just spamming dragonfly at this point.
so so with that, I think what happens there is actually it goes where it's pointed. So I think wherever the blade of the sword is pointed is where the dragonfly like bursts out of. So like in page in page 10, he's got the hand like the hilt of the sword facing Samura. So I think he's using it to blast them both forward, and that's where you get that crash. Them both of
Oh
them are flying
yeah.
across the town. He's using it like to propel himself forward, and then he turns it to blast him again. So it's like that's fucking nuts. He uses it at first like a rocket, like to boost themselves across the town away from Chihiro and to put them in more danger because Sheba was, evacuating all those people. So it's like, okay, Sheba got rid of all my fucking distractions and my bystanders. Like Samura can't fight with all these people around us. Sheba got rid of all the people. Fuck Chihiro. Let me take this dude way over here where there's another batch of people, but Sheba's dick is just that big that he's like, yeah, I got those guys out too. It's like, bro, what the fuck do you mean? Like, we just got here.
Sheba is just he's working overtime right now, and I can't wait till they get into a safe location so that he is helping. Well, I don't think Samura's dead here. I think he can heal from that. However, I don't know how much longer he's gonna be lasting. So I think it's gonna be Sheba and Chihiro versus Yura.
Yeah, Samura might die here in this
Yeah.
like exchange. And I think it would be fair because he lived a long time and we got to see Samura do a lot, like since his introduction. And like, I mean, we are in the swordsman assassination arc. So like swordsmen have to die here. So like, yeah, this I think this would be a good time to have Samura die. I don't know, like if this maybe like the next attack, maybe he'll take an attack that was meant to like straight decimate fucking Chihiro and Samura will eat it and die for him or something. But yeah, I can definitely see him dying in this arc and that being kind of like how this ends.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But Yura's just different, man. Like he can't even unsheath the blade, but he's still just whooping ass with this bitch sheath.
Oof,
Eh, so
man.
the end of this chapter really shows just how broken Samura is because anybody that picks up a sword after that isn't the original user, it just seems like he could sever their connection with the blade.
Yeah,
That does seem possible. I mean, the explanation of it being like not a part of their body to begin with, and like act and it being treated as like an exterior anomaly to get rid of like a wound or something like that. It makes sound logic. It I like it when there's like an instance where the character you either uses like a healing ability to end up like hurting somebody. Like
yeah,
I like like it kind of reminds me of like the fight like the first fight against the Demon King in Seventhly Sins with Bon in Purgatory, where he learns to give or heal instead of take, and it hurts the Demon King instead because his ability is to flip the cause and effect of magic, like damage heals, healing, injures him.
I mean, you
Giorno
could
from
thank
JoJo's
Shangri-La
expert
Frontier too.
Shangri-La Frontier too, but like I also wanted to talk about what I talk about too.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
like I was thinking like Baldur's Gate 3 or Final
I gotta
Fantasy
play that.
when you face like an undead enemy, if you throw a potion at them, a healing potion, it'll hurt them. And
yeah.
it's like,
Yeah,
yeah.
The way I was looking at it though is like I don't know. I guess it could potentially possibly work with other swords, but like I saw this one as like it works because this sword is kind of like creeping into his body, and so
mm,
healing him is like cleansing that like foreign entity from him. Like his will is being like tainted and like controlled or whatever. Maybe not controlled because he seems to be in full control, and the sword master is kind of like chill with him, but like there's something inside of him since he's been holding that sword, and it's like I think that's what's being burned away. But if there is like secretly another, an essence that creeps into everyone when they wield one of these swords, then I can see it. But I feel like this really works with the I forget what the sword's called, because it's kind of like
The Sanucci.
making its way, yeah, the Shinichi, because it's like weaseling its way into Yura, and it's something like healing him. This works because it's like killing off like a disease or a parasite.
So here's the problem though. If it's healing him, but he's still holding the sword, doesn't it just come back?
Maybe, but it might end up being too much for his body at that point. Like maybe he can handle it now because he's like in that mode, but like once he's like if he's forcefully taken out of the zone, he might like be too, fatigued or whatever. Like once the high wears off, like if they're forcefully removing the high, he might not be able to get back in there. He might like be like, fuck, I can't do this shit. Give me a sec. Like he might need a minute to like be able to really fuck with it again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
yeah,
fair.
Yeah, he's probably just like amped up on adrenaline and fucking Shinuchi juice, but like once that shit's removed
Shinoki
from him,
juice.
yeah, he like can't fuck with it again until he like takes a nap and has a sensu bean and fucking eats a pie or something. So yeah, this fucking this page though, when fucking he's like, you missed my vital organs, you lost your wager, and then fucking Chihiro's like, the wager comes next. I got fucking chills and goosebumps. I was like, bro, wait, what?
the art
The wager
of the
comes.
hype moment.
Bro, I was like, dog, you not ready? Like Chihiro, like the plot continue. Like bro, he's in your head, guy. Like you're not playing the same game as these dudes right now. The fucking wager is still on, bro. You haven't won yet, bro. Like that shit got me. And then it's like, nigga, we burning that shit up. Getting
I
that shit out.
actually I saw someone say that with the final battle with the other two blades, that Chihiro fought. The name of the chapter was like N10 versus Cloud Gouger or something, but we
Oh.
haven't gotten that chapter title yet. And that lines up with Yura saying, "This is just the beginning." And it's like, oh, there's so much more to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because Yura's definitely not done here. Like
No.
he'll probably like take 5. Like something will happen. Maybe fucking Samura, like what you're saying. Samura gets the axe. Maybe Swordmaster pulls up and is like, all right, show's over, and he like grabs fucking Yura because he's like, this guy, he's good, but maybe he needs a little bit of work or whatever. I'll take him with me, and then they like vanish or something, and they're like, we're just left with like the death of Samura and the fucking gravity of the situation. Probably some more shit'll happen too, like just like fucking Sukuna blowing up fucking Shibuya. Like maybe he'll release like a mini fucking malediction and kill a bunch of people like in the area, and then it'll be like ground zero type shit. Um,
Yeah.
but
Mm.
yeah, I can see this ending, but him being like, I'm out of here. And then like being having his whole like training arc, even if it happens off screen, like he gets more into his back because he got the sword. He achieved the goal. Like the sword is here. We got the sword master. So like they don't gotta be here no more.
Mm.
Especially if they get rid of fucking Samura's ass. Like he was like the number one boogeyman. You get rid of him and like we can deal like people they sleep on main characters. So it's like we get Samura out of here. He's probably still thinking of Samura as the biggest threat. It's like Samura's out of here. The other guy's just a kid. He doesn't fully know, what these swords are capable of. Like he's probably looking down on Chihiro.
I
Like,
mean, Chihiro is still out of his league.
yeah,
Like, he
Yeah.
is a young adult, teenager, whatever he is, going against people who have trained their entire lives to fight. And so he is very much out of his league.
yeah. It's like you gotta respect Chihiro's like how far he's come. But at the same time, it's like he is a kid and he's not like ready for the big boy leagues. But it also reminds me of like when uh Blue Keeper was like talking to D and he was like, I gotta kill you now because if I don't, you're gonna be a bigger problem than like the fucking executives later down the line. Like I can see him looking at Chihiro going like, you're good, you're not there yet, but like I know I'm gonna have to kill you because if not, like you're going to be a fucking problem.
Yeah.
And like telling other people, like he'll probably send other people after Chihiro and being like, don't take this kid, don't fucking play around because like he will murder the absolute shit out of you, but like he's still not, he's still a kid, so like don't take it easy because you see that he's a kid, but like you should be on your guard or whatever. Like kill this guy, come back, achieve the mission, but like it's not gonna be a walk in the park. Don't see him and
Yeah.
think that you're gonna like murder him and come back with no scratches. Like you're gonna get scratched and cut up.
Yeah.
Mm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Chihiro's that guy. And
Yeah.
Yura's got the moves. And Sheba's impressive. Like this whole fucking bro, this train
MVP.
sequence, like this whole thing is great. The chapters have been great.
Mm.
It
It's
just
been
doesn't stop.
fantastic.
Yeah. And we need to see Sheba throwing hands, bro. Like what
Uh,
else can bro do?
it will happen
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah, they're holding on to that trump card for as long as they can.
Yeah. Yeah, he's really trying to hold that shit. But yeah, I love that Yura's athleticism is put on display again here where like Samura tries to like come up behind him and cut him and he's like, nope, fucking I don't know what this is, fucking somersault. Like what is this dodge flip fucking low kick situation? And they're like he's got the moves.
Mm.
Gotta respect dude.
Yep.
Mm, yeah. Fucking vitality. Yeah. This is a
So
banger chapter.
one
Yep.
thing that I was kind of curious about on page 5 when he does that somersault flip thingy, um, it shows Chihiro's face at the bottom. He's always had great reflexes, but this is something else entirely. And then it shows Yora's arm healing, But then Chihiro says it's as if my wounds heal automatically. Or at least it looks like it's Chihiro saying that, but it would make more sense if it was Yura saying that. I don't know. That those little boxes at the bottom kind of threw me for a loop for a second.
So it did, but I think what he is saying is like my wound that I gave to him. I think he's taking ownership of the cut
Yeah,
that he
okay.
gave to Yura. It definitely is worded weirdly, and
Yeah, I
like
see that.
someone in the comments correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, it I think he's looking at like the cut that he gave him as my wound to you.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
that makes more sense because then he continues to go on about how it affects vitality, stealing it from others. So it makes sense if it was just Chihiro straight through and not just one line where Yura says anything in
Yeah,
between Chihiro's thoughts.
yeah,
And that's
yeah.
why we have this podcast.
Hey, yeah. If anybody else
Very
was
true.
fucking questioning that shit, there you go, baby. Hmm.
But yeah, really awesome chapter. I had a lot of
Always.
fun with this choreography on point as always. Grand scale. Can't wait for this to be animated.
Yeah, this shit's
That's
gonna go
a
crazy when it
long
gets
time
animated.
away.
I feel like
Anyway,
we're gonna get.
I think Kagurabachi is going to break that cycle of the recent Shonen Jump stuff, waiting till almost 200 chapters. Because like I think like a year ago, like there was already like a domain name being like reserved or something.
Well,
So
Like
so when I say that, I mean we this would probably be like
oh
the
wait, this is probably
third
like
or
season
fourth
two, like
season,
season three, yeah, season three, four.
and
yeah.
with the way that everything else has been going, if the anime for Kagurabachi is huge, I could see this arc or this part of the arc being a movie.
I think a lot more anime definitely should embrace like doing seasons that have like mismatch like lengths. Like My Hero Academia, I think the first season was like 12 episodes or 9 or something. It was like 12. And then the second and every season after that was like 24. So
I think
like
I think for that one it was because they didn't have from that one I think they didn't have like enough to like do like a 24 episode season, and from that point I think they felt that they had enough after season one to like do specific those long seasons.
I think they definitely had enough. But I don't know. Who knows? But like just still just I feel like more shows should do like break it up and not have like you don't have to try and adapt, fit 60 chapters into 20 episodes or whatever. Like you can pace it out better, do 12, give the people, a taste, and then like by the time a year or two is going by, more chapters have come out. And now, like the pacing can feel better. You can do a banger 24 episode season two, and people already know what to expect, and like much more of the source material is out and shit like that, or just like do like JoJo's because JoJo's be doing like 37 episode seasons. It's like we don't have to. There's probably a lot more that goes into it, like fucking, how much airtime or station or whatever you can get. But like JoJo's be doing it. I don't know how the fuck they be managing to get 37 and 42 episode seasons and shit. So I want to see more like 12s and 18s and shit. Like don't force it to and make the show feel like it's not flowing right. I want Kagurabachi to flow right and end on points that feel like they make sense. And just have it be a banger. But um we are on chapter 103, and so like I don't know. Jump Festa's coming up in like 2 weeks, so like it's possible that they announce it there, but I don't know. Like it's either going to be announced in like this month, or we're going to get an announcement. I don't
Next
think we're
year.
going to wait another year. I don't think we're going to wait another year. I think it's going to happen. We're going to get an anime announcement within the next 6 months, but with it being
Mm,
mostly
Release.
either.
Oh no, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say like it's either they announce it this December or they announce it at like a big event in like May or something. With yeah, I think you were gonna say with it being released like the following year. Like
No, I was gonna say like releasing fall 2026.
okay, I wouldn't go that far. Um, I mean, I guess because I want to say stuff like I want to say I remember Demon Slayer when it got its anime announcement because Jump Festa is like my wife's birthday. So like I remember being like in a hotel with my wife for her birthday one year, and I was watching the Jump Festa like stuff, and I saw Demon Slayer like get announced, and I was like, yeah, finally, I've been waiting for this. And then I think the anime did start literally like a year from then. So it was like the announcement was in December, and then season one started in like I want to say December of the following year. So it's like I could see it. Like if they announced it this month, then I can see it being a fall
Yeah.
2026. But otherwise, like if it doesn't get announced until like March or later, then I think middle of 27,
Yeah. Yeah. I can
summer
see that.
27. Yeah, summer 27 because I don't know if it's got winter vibes. I gotta look at JJK and see when JJK aired. But like this doesn't give me winter vibes. This gives me like summer height
Well,
type
I
shit.
think I'm pretty sure JJK is a winter anime because season 3 is starting January, right?
Yeah, January. Yeah, first
Okay.
part.
Okay. So I mean, I could be wrong, and sometimes I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But but yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping that we see something soon, sooner than later. But I mean, this is obviously one of the biggest new manga, so like we're definitely getting something soon. And I really wonder how long like how long it takes for Kagurabachi to get animated, like an announcement will tell us how long we'll have to wait for Ichi the Witch. Because I feel like Ichi's not gonna be far behind. Ichi might
No.
get one before. Like if if Kagurabachi gets animated like an anime announcement tomorrow, I feel like Ichi the Witch is getting one at like 80. Like I feel like Ichi's gonna get it sooner than Kagurabachi for some reason. Probably because it's an already like established mangaka and
I don't
author
think so.
artist. I feel like it's gonna happen. I
I
don't know.
could see like anime announcement for Kagurabachi this month, and then around like May an announcement for Ichi. So then we'd have like a Kagurabachi
Oh,
2026
I,
release, and then Ichi
I'm not saying
2027.
before. I'm not saying before Kagurabachi. I'm saying like I think if Kagurabachi gets an anime announcement at like chapter 105, Ichi the Witch is gonna get it around like it's gonna get it in less chapters than Kagurabachi did.
Oh, I got you. I got you.
Yeah. And comment below if you agree, disagree, heart, like slash fucking dislike, whatever. Do your thing. But yeah, this is a banger chapter. You got any more for this one, Trav?
Nah, I'm good.
What about you, Weber?
No, I'm good.
All right, shit, man. That's gonna do it, baby. This was Big Bachi. I gotta flip through to find the chapter number 103, baby. Kagurabachi healing. Now jumping into our final manga segment of the night, baby. Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo, chapter 13, acceptance. Traffy, how you feeling?
Oh man, this entire chapter just kind of highlights how good of a writer Gigi is, and how much Modulo is doing for Jujutsu Kaisen as a whole. So let's start with the fact that they're trying to make this deal. I'm gonna skip the beginning, what the results of the last chapter, um, but the fact that they want them to stop killing cursed spirits. Could you imagine if Mahito was still alive and they weren't allowed to kill him?
Oh, good
Yeah,
lord.
be wild.
That might be where
Yeah,
this is leading.
it's so like, because we read Jujutsu Kaisen, we are obviously on the side of the sorcerers because we know the threat that the cursed spirits present. But they're faced with this, oh, do we just let cursed spirits run free, or do we fight? Mainly, do we fight Deborah, who we stand no chance against? And the only chance they think they have is Yuji, but nobody knows how to find Yuji, and we'll talk about Yuji too, because okay, so confirmed, Yuji does not age.
Yeah,
Hmm.
So he is running around looking the same that he did when we originally read Jujutsu Kaisen.
yeah.
But
Doesn't age is crazy. So like, it's not that he's like 30 and doesn't age. He looks like a 16-year-old.
yeah, yeah.
Either
It's
that or he aged up to his 20s and then he just stopped.
Well, I
because
mean,
that would be like
I
peak.
feel like the change would have taken place like when he started ingesting them fingers, and that happens when he's like 16 or 17. So like if he had never did that, then he probably would have grown older. But I think the moment he probably ate Sukuna's finger, that's when like it was over. This is you now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to think maybe like he reached the peak of his like how he is physically, and that's when he stopped aging because of the him being a vessel and part of her spirit.
We gonna see soon.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
we're already at the halfway point of the manga.
Yeah, yeah. So did you have more that you wanted to say, Traffy, before
Go
like
ahead.
passing?
Go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, also just like not starting at the beginning. I think that all this cursed spirit stuff is just leading to Yuji. Like the aliens want them to stop killing cursed spirits. They're like, we can't fucking do this shit. But like they something's gonna happen. Like this duel is gonna like fucking shake the heavens, and like cursed spirits are going crazy in was it Tokyo? What was Inhuman? What's the place called? It's not Shibuya,
It's
but
Tokyo.
Tokyo.
it's in Shinjuku. Is it
It's Tokyo.
okay, Tokyo, okay. So, yeah, so, like, there's gonna be a large collection of, like, cursed spirits that aren't being exercised, and I feel like that is gonna draw Yuji. He's gonna be like, "What the fuck's going on? Like, why aren't they killing these fucking course cursed spirits? Like, why are they just, running rampant and the energy and, shit's getting bad? Like, they're starting to leak through. Like, they're worried about, like, cursed spirits breaking through the barriers and stuff like that, and it's like, I feel like that is gonna draw Yuji. Like, maybe he's right now, he's, like, kinda off doing a patrol thing, doing his own thing, but he's not, like, keeping his eyes for real on them. Kind of like a Samura situation where Samura and Kagurabachi is like he puts the crow in the sky and it acts kind of like as a security camera, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's always watching it. But like if someone whips out a sword, that security camera goes where sword over here, and then Samura goes, oh shit, let me go over there. But he's not like looking at you pick your fucking boogers. I feel like Yuji's kind of got a similar situation going where he's like aware, but he's not watching. But like the second something crazy happens, he'll like look over and be like, "What the fuck are they doing over at Shinjuku? Why are they not? Why are these curses not being exercised every third Wednesday, whatever like they're supposed to be?" And then he'll come over, find out, and that's when we'll get like this fucking Yuji versus like Deborah situation where Yuji's like, "I don't know where the fuck you came from." Or what your deal is, but like it seems like you're in the way of us like killing these curses or something. I can see it being that.
I could see like Yuji is the trigger for the war because they're gonna call this like ceasefire to stop killing cursed spirits that Yuji's gonna have no idea about. So he's just gonna run around Tokyo killing cursed spirits, and then of course that's gonna cause problems between the humans and the Samorians. And Deborah's gonna show up in front of Yuji and be like, hey, stop doing that. And Yuji's gonna be like, Sukuna?
Yeah,
Mm.
bro. Oh man, I didn't even think about like the fact that like him seeing Deborah could like potentially bring up like Sukuna flashbacks. Like, why do you look like him? Who the fuck are
Spe-
you?
yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Sukuna, he might be like might even be stronger than him.
I think
Because like how people are like scaling it is the fact that he's just not affected by cursed speech whatsoever. Meanwhile, in the final fight, Sukuna, even for like a split second, was affected uh by cursed speech to like not move for a fraction of a second, and he just kept. But Dabra was hit with it, and since it wasn't deactivated, he just keeps tanking it, and it's not affecting him whatsoever.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
I think that's
I mean,
kind of like a goal. Like when you do a story that's like taking place after, you kind of want to like pass the torch and
escalate.
show that, yeah, you want to escalate things and kind of like this story, the way it's been going, like with peace times, like everyone else has gotten weak. Probably not Yuji because they consider him like their fucking ace in the hole, but like
Yeah,
Usami is probably not as strong as someone like Kusakabe would have been, 40 years ago, because like they haven't needed that kind of like might in these last, 50 years or whatever. Like if something got really hairy, oh Yuji, can you come? They just call him like Captain America. Like we need you to, save fucking New York City. He's like, I'm on it. He comes in, saves the day, but like everything else is just fucking fly heads and shitty curses. So it's like the average guy can probably handle it and doesn't. They don't need top class sorcerers. Like the grade one sorcerers right now are probably more like grade three was back when JJK was a thing. So
possible. Yeah,
yeah, so it's like the cursed speech thing. Like yeah, he got shit on when Dabura was like moving after getting hit with the cursed speech, but like the quality of like sorcerer has probably dropped tremendously. But still, if Yuji hasn't had a kind of fight like this in a while, and Sukuna is also, because I'm guessing Sukuna's like still in there, or I don't know.
No,
No, no,
He's
he's
not
no,
gone.
there. Yeah,
he's dead for good.
yeah. Okay, so
Well,
he's gone.
reincarnated maybe, but yeah,
Yeah, but Yuji can, I guess, still use like cleaves and stuff. So Yuji will probably be
yeah,
throwing some shit at him, and that'll be interesting to see how he like deals with that if he brushes it off. It's like we don't know how strong these guys are. We haven't seen them actually fight one of our sorcerers, and we don't know how strong our sorcerers are. Like even watching like skipping to the end, even watching Dabura fight Yuka would not tell us how strong anyone is because we don't know how strong Yuka. We know that she's, fucking Yuta's grandchild. And we know Dabura is a warrior that is, leading his another tribe or whatever on fucking an adventure across the cosmos. But we don't know individually how strong these characters are because we don't have anything to set like beside them.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's like Dabura could beat the shit out of Yuka and still be, miles below Yuji.
Oh my god, watch that happen. Just Yuji shows up and dusts Deborah and then just leaves. He's like, y'all are really struggling with that?
Yeah,
Oh man,
he's like, that kid you just killed was the grandchild of one of my best friends. Yeah, I really love that guy, and like now I gotta fuck you up. I gotta off
yeah,
you.
yeah.
I don't see
If he does it, if he does it like without much trouble, he's definitely the next Gojo in this world.
I
Yeah.
don't see Yuka dying here though. There's gotta be a reason that she has not really been participating in any fights and that she was chosen to fight on Earth's behalf. There is something about Yuka that we just don't know yet.
Yeah, she got cancer.
Well, we know that.
Yeah, yeah.
But no one else does. And I think she's only
Yeah,
got like maybe 4 months left, maybe three, depending on how
yeah,
much time passed between the diagnosis and now. Because do know that at least a month passed since Cross got shot, so
yeah,
she's got less and less time now.
yeah. So
But
let's
damn it,
let's assume she's got like 3 months,
yeah, I'd say 3 months probably best. But damn it, if she doesn't look so much like her grandfather in that last page.
Yeah.
bro. Them jeans are strong as fuck, dog. She
Yeah,
looked just like Cole Utah. I was like, holy
you think
shit.
she has the ring?
No, because her
No.
brother had it.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying imagine due to how severe things are, you think maybe they gave her let her have the ring for this fight, with how important it is.
I
I
think that
Uh,
would go against what the first chapters were establishing
True,
for their motivations. For
true,
him to just
I
give her the ring.
I could see him offering and her going like, "I haven't earned it yet," or something. Like, I don't know,
maybe yeah,
because like, the reason I would say that I could see her getting the ring or, like, the ring being, like, offered is because, like, the probably my favorite thing about Modulo is how chapters end with like a thing and you expect a thing and then that doesn't happen like almost every chapter like something happens and I'm like, oh wow, so this is about to happen, and then like they completely go like subvert my expectation. Like the way last chapter ended, I just thought Dabura was like gonna start clotheslining niggas. Like it's set up so like Dabura pulls up, oh my god, it's gonna be a fucking war, but like instead we jump straight to Cross being in the hospital. It's like a lot of these chapters they show something and then like the next, when the next chapter comes we're somewhere completely different. And just like I've been talking about it pretty much every chapter, like they'll do a thing like when the kids found out about Maru being an alien, I was like, oh, they're gonna drag that along and that's gonna be a thing and they're not gonna trust them. Is like the first chance you could get, she's like, so you're an alien, huh? Like they just every situation that like could be dragged on and could present a like tense situation gets immediately resolved. It's like they're being, it's almost like the story is like being more mature about everything, that like there's no room left here for like your fucking teen angsty like misunderstandings. Like a rom-com is all based on like misunderstandings and wacky moments. There's none of that in Modulo. Everything that like when something happens, they don't linger on it and make you think like, oh man, like what's gonna happen when he finds out about the very next chapter. He's telling him about the thing that we were like wondering when he were gonna find out about us, and I love that. So like this chapter ends with this fight, or them saying like this fight is going to happen, and I can completely see like next chapter this doesn't even happen. Like either Yuta, I mean, either Yuka does get the ring or something somehow because like you wouldn't normally expect it, or like the fight gets called off. Yuka is like not allowed to fight or something because Yuji steps in. It's like the things that we're led to believe is going to happen don't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if this is true. Apparently, next week's chapter and the chapter after that are going to be in full color, or at
Ooh,
least
hold
have color
on.
pages.
Ooh.
Where'd you hear that?
I forgot. I saw it on one of the announcement pages that I follow. I just can't find it. I forgot to bookmark it because I can't remember if it's the whole chapter or if it's just gonna be like both chapters just gonna be like color pages.
That's crazy if true. Fucking
Yeah,
insane.
someone will correct me in the comments.
Yeah,
I
look,
could,
correct Weeb fucking savagely in the
yeah,
comments
please,
if he's lying. Yeah.
politely.
Something I just thought about, the scene with Deborah, and he's like obscured and they're like, who the hell could move one muscle in front of that thing? This is a far-fetched theory, but that panel reminds me of the introduction of Yuta.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm curious if this is like a subtle implication at what power level he's at and how desperate things have gotten. If Deborah is the same strength as Yuta was back then, and everyone's looking at him like this.
Yeah, because he's like a terrifying freak of nature. Like nobody wants smoke with this guy.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but
You know.
with that thought process, the person who could smoke him would be Yuji.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
It's
just power
crazy.
scaling at
Just
this point.
idea.
Yeah,
I
they
love it.
they definitely they're definitely doing a good job of building Deborah up and just like having how did he take dude's arm? Like did he did he rip it off like really fast or did he smoke it with like a technique or something? Because his arm is like like smoking. So like I want to know what he did, and it happens so quick. Like Usami pulls up, he slides behind him. He's like, "Don't move." Dude's arm is gone. he
What?
not only did he move, but he fucking took his arm, and now I'm like coughing up blood because like the dude's just so swole, he moves when I tell him not to. Like, this is just crazy.
I mean, if you go through the panels, you don't see his arm anywhere on the ground. So it looks like he just obliterated it.
Yeah, like I think he just fucking yeah. Yeah, man. It's so crazy because like because Modulo hasn't been super like fight heavy, I low key kind of forget that stuff like curse techniques exist. So I'm like, what? Now that we're talking about it, I'm like, what is his curse technique? And it just like just this moment, I'm like, does he have a domain expansion? Like I probably should have thought about that, 2 months ago when he was first introduced, when we first found out, like, oh, I wonder what this
Yeah.
guy's domain is gonna be. I'm just now thinking, like, what is his domain? Because I was like, is Yuji gonna put him in a domain expansion? But what if he's got one himself? And what is it?
I don't think he's gonna have domain because a lot of how these techniques work is very alien to them. It'd be interesting if he was just like Yuji in terms of his powers being more like cursed energy amplification, and even though it's nothing special, he's just that strong. So that's why he's
Mm,
just so
Yuji
like.
has a domain though.
Now he
Yeah.
does. He didn't at first.
So I could one thing I could see is that maybe he does not have like a domain, but when he fights someone like Yuji and sees it, like he gets a more he starts understanding.
Inspiration.
Yeah,
Like
he starts
Mahito.
understanding. Yeah, he starts understanding like the way that the curse energy works more, and it's like okay, the humans use it like this, and then he becomes able to use one. Like he creates a domain on the spot. It's like wow, this is so there was a good reason for us to come down here. You humans suck, but like this was a worthwhile journey. Now I have something to take on to the next world. When people try when the next world tries my people, I'll have this tool to defend them with or whatever. So I can see him learning how to use a domain in the spot
You know,
and like kind of adapting on the fly.
Yeah.
a few podcast episodes ago, I brought up the fact that Cross would be for humanity and Maru would end up turning against him.
Uh huh.
And with Cross getting shot up
Yeah.
and Maru looking shook, it it looks like that could be a possibility because, like, the two panels that it shows his face, like the first one, it's like bewilderment. Like he's like, "How did this happen?" And then the second one, he's just staring. Like there's no emotion on his face.
Yeah.
And there's something going on in his head right now.
Yeah, there's definitely some gears turning. Like that's what we need, man. Cause Maru was definitely like giving goody goody, and so like he was very trusting. So if we get him flipping, snapping a little bit, and I could see like I could see it even coming down to like someone like Dabura telling him like, "Yo, you gotta chill." Like if he's going
Kill
too
me.
crazy, and Dabura
Yeah.
has already Dabura, I can see Dabura seems like the kind of guy to like respect the duel. Like if he loses or he wins or whatever, if I don't know, however the fight goes with him and Yuka or him and Yuji, but like if he survives, I can see him going like, okay, like Maru, like no, this is you're going too far. Like if Maru goes too far, like I can see him being someone who steps in and tells him, while the kids are probably also like, this isn't you or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm.
Let me get another Traffy theory W.
Might have one.
Uh,
Yeah.
Mm.
This other dude though, we gotta get his ass out of here.
yeah, he is just losing it.
Yeah. 'Cause he's flipping. He ain't dead yet. It'll take a lot more than this. I mean he fucking with his team, but like he gotta chill.
Mm.
He's like the cause of all this.
Yeah. I
Mm.
mean, at the same time, they are killing what they recognize as their gods or whatever. So like it's a,
Yeah.
it's a very interesting situation.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
yeah.
I feel like you can't just, show up at someone's planet and things that are threatening their lives, you're like, oh no, you can't kill them anymore.
Yeah. Also, just
Yeah.
really love how Deborah is very like level-headed about the situation. Like, yeah, he goes like, "I'm gonna take all the lives of all your subordinates for Cross's life," but like once he sees that Usami is willing to like put himself on the line, he remembers Dura and he's like, "All right, bro, we out of here." Like,
Yeah.
like he's not a bitch. Like he's not like an asshole, but like he is really like he's serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's about what he's about, and then he not gonna let them play with him. And
Yeah.
like he said, they sent the fucking order, like y'all stop killing them things. Okay, y'all ain't stop. Okay, we're fucking issuing, shit. We're taking over this area, and now killing them is illegal, and you're gonna have to fucking deal with that. Like you gonna have to take responsibility. Like this is all good shit.
Yeah. I just I'm not disappointed at all.
It
Yeah,
just keeps getting better.
yeah. Before we spin up out of here, the Nobara shit, I actually shed a tear when I saw that. I don't know, something about it just it made me emotional, yo. Like it's getting a
Out
little
of
rough
all of
on
them,
me.
to outlast other than Yuji, I saw Nobara being probably the last one still standing. She's too stubborn to die from old age alone.
Yeah. That she's got a cat, man. So that means like
Yeah,
did she never get like a fucking husband, bro? She just became a
I
crazy
mean
cat.
she's Miss, so probably
Yeah,
some
yeah.
or the bare
Man.
minimum a widow, but like still referred to as Miss. So yeah, she
Yeah.
did not get married.
That's crazy. She really didn't get married and just got a cat, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sick. But yeah, she's like talking about fucking, Yuji and shit. And if you happen to see her and give him a message, don't look down on me. And she just hangs up. Yeah, that whole Nobara scene, it made me emotional. I wasn't ready for that. Yeah, wasn't ready for the Miss Kugisaki testimony. That was good shit.
Yeah,
Mm.
and it shows just the struggle that Yuji's been going through because he wasn't able to keep the promise to his grandpa.
Yeah, and she's the only one that can understand it. Like nobody else alive knows Yuji.
Yeah,
She's the
Mm.
only one, and like
Yeah.
she don't even know where he at. Like I can't talk for my boy. He's just gone. You just gotta hope he shows up. But like he's going through a lot.
And that bit, yeah, that bit, yeah. I mean, like it did touch me when Navarro went with when Navarro said that he didn't think he wouldn't be able to fulfill his grandfather's wish like this, a la being surrounded by people when he died.
Yeah,
If he outlives all of them, then yeah, he can't do that.
it's a real good full circle fucking moment because that was in chapter 1 when his grandfather told him to make sure that he like dies surrounded by people. And it's like, nah, he can't die. Like he don't age. He's literally like watching all of his people die around him, and like that shit is sad. I did see somebody saying that Yuji, like I saw on Facebook, somebody was like, Yuji's cursed to live fucking forever and not age and watch all his people die. Is he the most tragic hero now or something? I was like, okay, let's pump the brakes a little bit because he's not the first character to watch all his friends die while he doesn't like age. But like, I don't want to take flowers away from Yuji because like this is some heavy shit. But like, let's read some more manga.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, this is really good shit. Really strong chapter, powerful moments, and just that look on Yuka's face, man. You your granddaddy kid, man.
For real.
Yeah.
There ain't a bit of Maki's genes in there.
Yeah, like what? Yuta made this himself.
That's a clone.
That's
Yeah,
so funny.
literally Yuta Okochi right here. Earth's representative. Yeah, so I do wonder, like, did she did someone like did she tell someone about her situation or did they just like come to her? Like I want to know how she got chosen. Like did they come to her and Tsurugi? Did they come to her and not Tsurugi? Did she says it says that they chose Yuka, but like that doesn't mean she didn't, put her name in the hat first. So yeah,
Yeah,
I want to know how that went.
I can't wait for that. But yeah.
Man, having to fight Dabura. That nigga's huge.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's a peak chapter, peak modulo. And we only got a few more chapters, but it's been bangers. You got anything else for this one, Weep?
Uh, no, I think I'm good.
What about you, Trav?
Nah, I'm good.
All right, and that's going to do it for Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo, Chapter 13, Acceptance. All right, before we get on up out of here, you know how we do. We got to do our favorite chapters of the week, baby. Weep, what's yours?
This was a really tough choice. Like it was between, at least for me, it was between Ichi, JJK, and Kagurabachi and Gachiakuta. It was a massive tie for all these different series. Uh, but I think I'm going to go with. Oh, tough choice. I'm gonna go with Gachiakuta. I like all the world building and everything that's going on with Maimo. The art was fantastic that chapter. I think it was definitely one of my favorite of this week.
Okay. Banger. What about you, Trav?
I gotta go with Modulo. It's such a well written chapter
Yeah,
that's leading into something that I think is gonna be phenomenal. So yeah, I gotta go with Modulo.
Okay,
yeah,
that's
banger
fair.
chapter.
Yeah. If this was last week, I would have said Ranger because the Ranger chapter was just incredible. This week's Ranger chapter was good. It was really good, but just last one was huge. It was, the best plot twist of 2025 in manga history or whatever. But yeah, I'm not gonna say Ranger this week, even though it was still a banger. I think I'm also go with Modula because that JJK chapter was just really good. I got the feels, I got anxiety, I'm stressed the fuck out. Like I'm afraid for next chapter. Like I'm very scared. Kagurabachi and Gachi was big money too, big bangers. But yeah, JJK got it for me, and I don't think I've had JJK as my chapter of the week since it's been back. So we're gonna give it that this week. So that does it for chapter of the week. Moving on to comments of the week. So since we missed an episode, I'm not really gonna read comments like that because it's been like 14 days since. So it's like those comments are all expired, baby. But I'll read this one from at Anike0197. He says, would you guys cover Boruto? And the answer to that is, all right, that's going to do it for the comments. So yeah, we're gonna roll on up out of here, man. Thank you guys for watching. This was Shonen Post 46. You probably thought I was joking and was gonna go back and answer that, but I'm not. This was episode 46. Thank you for watching, baby. Actually, I am, man. I ain't gonna be mean because that guy's a viewer. Shout out to you, baby, Aniki. We're not gonna cover Boruto because it's a monthly series and we just talk about weeklies right now. Maybe in some way, shape, or form, it might get talked about at some. I'm not gonna promise that at all, but. Yeah, thanks for watching. Shonen Post, episode 46. We talk about manga. Hit the buttons, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Love you.